We're live! Fuck you!
That's fair.
Sometimes I'm alive.
Sometimes, however, we are not.
True.
So, what is it, session 9 these days?
It is!
Just session 9.
Do be like that occasionally.
Yes, welcome to session 9, the last session in the single-digit series. In 2 weeks, we will be completely different people. No, we will be the same people. However, maybe we will have slightly less squeaky chairs. Anyways, is there any administrative things we want to get out of the way, or to jump right into summary of last time?
I think we're good, yeah.
And dive in like the dolphins
I think the only announcement is we have a working, semi-working Discord now.
Hey.
If you do !Discord, you can find that.
Exclamation mark.
Yes. Nightbot commands. But yeah, I think that's the only announcement we really have now that I've actually hopefully fixed the Discord question mark.
Well, I found a mournful piano piece by
Perfect.
my new favorite person, Alexander Nakarada, composer of royalty-free songs. Check him out if you want some of that good stuff. Anyways, last time on Outpost, our party, I hesitate to call them heroes as of yet, but they are the protagonists.
Don't look at me.
As such,
Of a story.
they sure do be protagonistic.
Are we protagonists?
You've recovered from your brief love affair with absolute chaos because you set out to sea and no longer had any laws to break. International waters, baby. So, last time, after a brief meet-up with their crew and the ship on which they previously found themselves, the Wave Crester, I think.
Skycrest.
Sky Crest of the sea and the sky and the waves.
The GM would know things.
You'd think he would check his notes, but he don't. Skycrest and its captain, Captain Tilly, they'd kind of convinced Captain Tilly to, let's hunt around for a sheltered anchorage. Let's wander around. We've, in aid of this somewhat secret, demonically anointed position that you four find yourselves in. After a decent couple days of sailing, however, they were ambushed by this posturing, kind of bodybuilder-ass looking human named Anurach II, who seems to be a simulacra of some pretentious guy, who extended to them an offer of employment with the Admiral, and they replied, "Give me 2 weeks." And he said, "Okay." And he ran away through the sea, and they followed his trail and found this half-finished base being constructed amidst the cliffs of a sheltered anchorage. And so instead of being normal, they convinced their captain to, lay anchor a day's hike away from this base. They climbed in, approached from the inland, climbed down a cliff, swum into the middle of the bay, boarded one of the ships in the middle of the night, half dismantled its whole crew, and are in the process of, hopefully, dismantling the rest of its crew on one end. And lastly, our good, lovely friend Merowyn has dived into the ocean with his lovely swim speed and is halfway between the abandoned ship and the fully crewed galleon that is about 200 feet away from the rest of the party. He himself finds him about 120 feet away from the ship, having cast spike growth on the gun deck as everything pops off all at once. Why don't we just reroll initiative and get everybody
Okay.
I'm alright with that.
sorted?
Sure. Okay. All right. What is my initiative?
Oh.
Didn't you just say you were okay with that?
Trying to get it to roll over side. No,
Okay, so
I
let's
did, but no.
let's hit that 20 plus.
21.
21, Candle, leading the pack, baby. One more blow, I give you minus D4.
What did you say?
Stick a D4 up your eyes. Okay, so 15 plus, please.
18.
17.
Okay. 18, 17, Shadow, and Chaboy Marrow. And Chaboy. 15 is T2. What'd you get, bud?
6.
Minus a
Goodness
D4.
I now see
Is
why
it
I wanted
gonna
you
matter?
to.
Actually, yes. There's someone at 5. I'm not rolling today. I've just decided that they have slots.
Fair.
Because there's 180 people, roughly, out of the crew of the other ship.
Pardon?
There's 180 people on the ship?
On the other ship.
Great.
On this ship, there's
So
probably
we
only
really
about
need to sink that
probably
one.
only about 6 or so more.
Okay.
But I did mention, as you were looking out from your cliffside scouts, that a full crew of such a hefty galleon, especially one accustomed to piratical activities such as boarding and combat, is a little overcrewed. Love you all.
It's got a person
Well,
or
at
two.
least
in them,
most of them
apparently.
have to run through a spiky gun deck.
True.
That is going to be critical in your potential success. 5, 2, 4.
180 bodies.
Let
It's
the
gonna
bodies
fail.
hit the deck.
Let the bodies hit the deck.
And fair use.
bodies
Okay.
hit the
Deck!
And now we start initiative.
Kendall, it's your turn. You are halfway down the stairs to the gun deck just as the few remaining crew members on this ship that you're on kick aside the big, heavy, sealed cask that Shadow had placed at the top of their stairway. And as they look out at all of you, they're just like, huh. Well, let's get them! And they're in their underwear, but they do have their swords. What do you do?
I'll take low AC.
I'm gonna attack.
They don't sleep in their armor. They're not a bunch of murderers.
Yeah, like I said, I'll
Let's
take
attack.
low AC.
You attack! Candle rushes down the stairs, rounds a corner, and says, "Targets!" Whap!
Oh, that's not what I wanted. Wait. Ah!
Let me let her roll, and then we'll kick in the 3 metal songs I've managed to parse from this just absolutely beautiful library you can find on serpentsounds.com or whatever the fuck the website is. 1 second.
Okay.
Let me find it.
What is the website called?
Well, it's his studio is called Serpent Sound Studios.
Okay.
Serpent Sound is all one word. You can find him on Bandcamp. You can find him on Patreon under Alexander Nakarada or Serpent Sound Studios.
Cool.
And really just a good healthy Google for royalty-free music for content creators will put him on your radar. And that is today's first of probably many detailed shameless plugs while someone figures out what to do with their turn.
So, okay.
Beautiful.
So, I got me a hit. I think I got a hit. I rolled a 26.
Oh yeah, no, you hit.
Okay.
You hit most of his ribs at once, I would say.
Yeah, I got a 26.
Uh-huh.
And so that's gonna be 17 damage.
You do break most of his ribs,
Um,
but he manages to keep his feet.
Yeah, and then with my bonus action,
Woo!
I whip my tail around and
I
go.
whip
Your
my
tail back and forth.
I whip my tail back and forth.
And we're done.
Ooh.
We
That's a
have
crit.
to we have to make an agreement that fair use is about 3 seconds because otherwise we'll just keep going for about 10 minutes.
Okay, that's gonna be
2 lines. That's fair use.
I don't think we're gonna get copyright
No,
claimed for our
no.
singing.
Fair
or-
use just for us.
For us.
Got
For
it.
our own
26.
mentality.
damage because I crit.
She hits one of these boys wicked hard in the rib cage, and he staggers back, and he's just like, I'm still good. And then he looks down, and there's tail through his gut, and he's just like, oh, this problem. Tail removes from gut, just blah, blah, intestines everywhere. It's terrible. He falls to the ground, he's bleeding horribly, and he screams, and then it fades off like, ah!
He screams and really will
Can
anyone
I
care.
then look at the
Truth
other
like
ones
death
and try to get
comes for
them to
everyone.
try to intimidate them?
I would say that on your next turn as a bonus action, you can make an
Fine.
intimidation check, but they're a bit half asleep, and they didn't really process anything, just violence. Ah, I must respond in kind. They're sailors, they're pirates.
Disgusting.
They're not gonna be they're not gonna be killed off by a little death right in front of them.
Fair.
Where did I put these kinds of blocks? Ah, there he is. Yeah, it was just the previous page. I'm very smart. Okay, so that is 1. It looks like there's about 5 more on this deck, and that is Shigirl Candle's turn.
Okay.
Next up is the boys, actually, on here. So there is 5 of them.
Okay.
They all manage to push past Candle. You have an attack of opportunity with disadvantage, however, due to crowding, as one of them stays and tries to kind of like hold your attention. The other 4 stream past you.
Okay, I will.
So please,
With a disadvantage?
at disadvantage because of squeeze,
Squeeze.
as they are kind of brushing past you in a kind of high school-esque hallway rush.
Okay,
Big time rush. They are in a big time rush.
Ooh.
And fair use. Okay, good practice.
20.
That hits. Please roll damage.
Yay! 13.
Okay. It's a solid smacking. You hear a little cracks. It's kind of fractured some ribs, but he manages to limp past. And how much damage was that again? 13. Yes.
I say, I'm sorry.
He says, ah! Ah! And now, thanks to Dylan, I'm finally going to remember to change the music.
Yay.
And it's their turn. Finally, they get to act. The one that's in front of Candle is going to roll his 2 swings, his 2 good and spicy mix swings. I have that's a 19,
Yeah.
and a greater than that. I have 2 hits. 1 second. Let me roll my singular d6. Oh hey!
Take
18 total damage, non-magical slashing. Are you raging?
Currently I forgot to add my rage damage.
I think then.
It didn't matter.
I am raging, but it does, sure.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it didn't really
Yeah,
matter.
no, because you have your shadow hammer.
Yeah.
Your
Oh, that's
if you
true
will.
from
You're right.
last time.
Yeah. So you are still raging, and that's half
So
it.
half of that.
Half of that.
Cool.
Big
Have
old
it at.
Shadow Hammer.
Give me that, have it at. And then there are 3 more that are all going to make attacks. 2 on Shadow.
Yeah, because I think he was at the cannon. I was
Yeah,
just kicking the barrel at them.
Closer, but they are still, they have training. And so they do split up. 1 on you, 2 on you. Just double that because each gets 2 attacks. So, on Shababy Boy, the little tiny halfling gentleman, we have a 10
Nope.
and an 18.
Shield.
Beautiful. It's just bing, and he's just like, I wanted to do some crimes. You're about face level with his.
Gives me an AC of 18.
Oh, you terrible, lucky boy. And then we have all of the many attacks on our many shadow, our lovely shadow. Hey, does how do you say?
AC 16.
13 does not hit. So the first boy misses you completely. The other two swings that are coming your way. One is a 17
Okay.
and one is a 12.
Okay, 1 hit.
1 hit as he slices you with his cutlass. That's a 7 damage. As you dodge nimbly out of the way, and he gives you a nice, very close and worryingly uneven haircut.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would say that to draw blood, you have to be at a bit lower health. We're just, this is a model. We can get into the nerdliness of it later, but Shadow,
Okay.
it's
You
your
haven't
turn.
damaged my physical form. Just
So there's 2 in front of me.
2 in
correct?
front of you.
Okay.
1 in front of Candle, and 1 in front of my main man, Selwyn.
I'm assuming a 10 does not hit? Or actually, what's their AC?
Their
They're
AC
outnumbered.
is 13 currently.
Damn it. Okay. So... Can I... Okay. How... Where... Been a minute. Okay. I don't think I have anything else I can do. If I'm...
Other than a gentle attempted stabbing.
Because I tried to stab, I miss. I don't think there's anything else I can do.
Do you have an offhand attack?
Do I?
You could
Do you
also
have an
bonus
offhand
action
weapon?
poison your
I-
blade or something.
I do have a dagger. Sure, I'll try offhand stabbing. Why not? You said 13?
Their AC is 13. These boys.
14, motherfucker.
You do a stab.
Offhand dagger is going to do a total of 6 damagios.
Roll a d20 for how lucky you are.
7.
Punk.
Not lucky.
The damaged one is in front of Selwyn. Because opportunity attack.
Fair enough.
So
I'm alright with that.
Meadowin, you're in the water. You have a held action. You hear some splashing off to your right, but he's no longer focused on getting right to you.
Right before my turn?
No, but you can't take it now. Take your fucking held action.
I
Casters.
turn around, the guy's swimming around.
He's swimming past you because you went off to the side a little bit.
Some to shore, I'll kill ya.
Suggestion?
No.
Viscous mockery?
Viscous mockery.
Wisdom saving throw. His wisdom plus is a crit, baby. Fuck you. You swim to shore, or you'll die of old age eventually.
Oh no.
Technically not wrong.
Listen, dude, I just get paid a lot. I'm not really into this philosophically. But I do get paid a lot, and he gets to the boat.
It's 120 feet.
Yeah, he swim fast.
Really? Holy shit.
He had a held
He a
swim action
pirate.
from the last session or whatever. I'm tired of him being in the water. Okay? He's gonna be here for dramatic
So
effect.
he's just gonna die on the spike cliffs.
I have decided that he
Good.
has gotten to the side of the boat, and he attempts to get on the ladder. He rolls a crit fail, he gets pulled under.
He gets keel hauled.
He gets keel hauled.
Finally.
He gets keel hauled, and he says, I don't get paid enough! And he's dead now. I've decided.
Huh.
What a great character.
I want everyone to look at our wonderful friend Aaron's expression right now and just appreciate it in all its beautiful glory.
So your vicious mockery technically worked.
Yeah!
It was the most vicious mockery
It was
you could
vicious.
have.
Anyways, it is Group 2's turn. And
You did warn
And then,
them.
for my actual turn.
for your actual turn, yeah.
Hold your action.
Hold my action.
You don't get any held actions after this. You just have to act. I've decided. Anyways, you
I
do.
need to wait.
No, you don't. You just
Or you can't
I can't
use your
look at the
hold
martial characters.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Just
Yeah.
look at the martial characters. Be more like them. I'm so lazy.
Or you could be like me and just not have a turn in initiative.
You'll get there. There's one group after you. Anyways, it's your turn is holding your action.
Yeah.
Your hand holding your action down the street.
Yes.
Sweet. Roll spike
Making
growth
your
damage,
way
please.
down
What's your
street.
safety C?
Safety C? There isn't one for spike growth.
It's a dex save for half.
No.
Across
No.
No.
Oh, that's
It's
gross.
just they take damage
That's
for moving.
terrible.
I think it's an int save to see if they notice it.
Oh yeah. There's a save. There's
Investigation.
instant
It's an
save.
investigation check
To notice it.
to notice it,
Yeah.
but you still can't
Not
Like,
take the damage.
not take the damage.
No. Yeah. Heart under
1 damage per foot.
Yeah, 1 damage per foot.
beautiful. That's
5 damage per 5 feet.
not where published material. 5 damage for 5 feet. Beautiful. Thank goodness for already established dimensions. So the boats are about 150-ish feet long, but a good portion of that is the pointiness on either end. The gun deck itself is a little more than 100 feet long. The guns are about 20 feet apart. There are 5 guns per broadside. They're pretty decently hefty and only mildly aimable, but what this means is you hear like a whole lot of screaming from
Yay!
the gun deck. You don't see much because the portholes and your angle don't really give you a beautiful viewing
But
angle.
you sure as fuck hear.
You hear some thump, and that's all the foley you're getting of that spike growth. Okay, 20-foot radius centered on the point within. Beautiful. So, yeah, there's a decent amount of screaming, but actually, at the end of that screaming, you hear some vague amounts of thumping and scraping and the sound of guns being loaded and orders being carried and bandied about. Although you can't make out any of the details on account of boat and chaos.
I hear some guns being loaded.
You hear the sound of stuff being happening on the gun deck, and you see like the gun. There's like movement through the ports that you can see.
Okay.
Do you want to use your held action so I
Okay.
don't have to think about it anymore?
Uh,
Because you have
Actually-
the opportunity to do something with it now rather than later.
yeah.
Thank God.
I'm going to drop concentration on spike growth now
Okay.
and cast a wind wall to try and essentially create a wind wall on the line of where you load all the cannons.
Yeah. Roll a spellcasting check for that because of the way that it be.
Spellcasting check. That is an.
It starts with a
19.
vowel. We know it starts with. It doesn't. You lied to me with your grammar. You did.
So I guessed 18.
Yeah.
Because I saw the die and I heard Anne.
19.
And 19.
Yes.
19.
He rolled N is a vowel, everybody.
Not a main character.
N is a vowel, and that's canon. You successfully spring up this wind wall, although you are going to have to make a concentration check at the beginning of each of your turns to maintain it. Just DC 10
Okay.
at base.
Because water.
And then-
Because technicality, he has a swim speed, so I can't legally say because water.
Yeah.
That'd be stupid also. If he has a swim speed, it's just he's
But-
there.
I just go for the cannons that are closest to the stairs leading up side.
The aft
Yeah.
portion of the cannon.
So anyone at those cannons, 50 foot long.
So half the gun deck.
Yeah. 3. Yeah. Half the
That's
gun.
a solid 3 gun.
3
15
guns.
feet high, 1 foot thick, shape the wall. When the wall appears, strength save, baby!
Yeah.
What up? Okay, they got. Oh, I should have given them more strength. 12!
No.
They're sailors, they have decks. Well, an argument could be made that the gunners have strength, but I already made the stat block. You know how it is. Tragic.
Do be like that sometimes.
Okay, all of them who are at those guns take 17 damage. And,
Oh, that's what happened.
they can't pass through the wall, I believe. Yeah.
I need you to give yourself a score right now. Just like a little tally on your sheet. And I want that tally to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Oh, no.
15! That's how many murders you just did.
From the wind wall or from the spike growth or from both?
Combination!
Okay.
Spike growth was not enough to kill any of them because they have 26 health and they took 25 damage.
And then the wind wall
The wind wall did just absolutely befucker. There's bones, there's blood, there's gore, there's screams. like a
really
femur flies out of
proud
one
of
of the portholes and splops into the seat next
No,
to
I
you,
don't know.
and it says, "I had so much to live for." And then it sinks to the bottom of the ocean, and then it has its own kind of Jack Sparrow style revolution later on. But that's not what the story is about.
Okay.
Next up is Group 3. Group 3 is they do something on their ship. Selwyn, it's your turn. You have a spell scroll of Kaboom that fires the cannon in your hands. Your shield that protects you from attacks recently expired. And there's a piratical, little underdressed fellow in front of you with a cutlass in melee range. What do you do?
Shadow's got two fuckers around him.
Candle has 1, Shadow has 2, and you have 1.
Cool. I'm going to twin spell a hold person with saves from one in front of me and one of the ones in front of Shadow.
The first one gets how do you say this? A fucking 12?
No.
And then the second one in front of Shadow, he got even worse. We got held.
They are both paralyzed.
Yes, paralyzed. Anything
Use
else?
advantage hit, and he hit auto crits.
Dope.
And then that was twinned. Bonus action. Again. Hey, that one's paralyzed. Hit it. Bardic.
D6?
D6.
That's very
Cool.
good. That's very good. And then lastly, it is other group. There's some shouting on the ship.
Oh, I'm gonna step away from my guy. He's paralyzed.
He's gonna attempt to roll a dice at you and successfully fail to hit. He's just like, my instincts. I get a reaction opportunity attack, but I can't. Fucking use it. As you back away, you cocky fucker.
Gotta do something.
Anyways, Candle, it's your turn. You have one dude in front of you, currently undamaged, but he's menacing you with a rapier.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Rah."
Yeah, so I smile warmly because this will be his last moments. Very positive. And filled with warmth and love.
And violence.
And violence. So I hit him.
The most
I
violent
take
ends.
my attack on him.
You have 2 attacks with your main action. Don't forget that. You did forget that
I
your
did.
first round, but
I
that's
did.
okay because it didn't change much.
She could have
Okay,
killed 2
hit,
people.
I hit him twice. First I have a damage of 20.
Okay. He is a very broken man. This man
Is
is.
he dead?
Not yet.
Okay. The next one, I have a damage of 14.
You do turn his ribcage into something closer approximating like a pork roast than like human bits.
Yeah.
It's just kind of big, squishy, and,
Yeah.
and like it's like barbecue. It's like pulled
Yeah,
pork.
that's great.
Ugh.
It's
I don't
it's bad.
like this at all.
Yeah.
He's been besmushed.
He's been besmushed.
And then within about 15 feet of you, there's the 2 manses
Yeah.
on Shadow.
And I want to go with my tail and go
Do you attack the paralyzed one or the non-paralyzed one?
paralyzed one.
Roll to hit with advantage, please.
Thank you. That's a crit.
Oh. Well.
Roll a d20. Just roll a flat d20, please, for me right now.
19.
You kill him because you crit on an auto crit, and it's awesome for just Shadow's like, I'm gonna hit him real good, and then a tail emerges from the other side of the dude's neck, sticking out of his throat, and it just retracts, and he's just like,
Yeah, very alien-esque.
yes,
No,
very.
he stays
xenomorph.
there.
Oh,
He's held.
He's held.
I hold him up.
Grabs him by the hair. The spell drops, and it just goes limp, and he's like one of them dangling
And
kind
his
of.
twin spell. I still have another
No.
person that I'm
He's
concentrating on.
dead. He's no longer a humanoid.
Very xenomorph.
I want the dramatic effect. Gadurn it.
People
And
are still people.
that's.
Sound like a
Zombie
true
rights
necromancer.
activists.
Said like a true necromancer.
So it's the crewman's deck-wise turn. There are 2 of them left. One of them is paralyzed. He's gonna attempt to make whiz save at the end of his turn, I believe. Bap. That's a no.
No.
And one is looking between Shadow, looking between Candle, looking between Shadow. He's gonna make an intelligence check to see if he's smart, and he just kind of like gently places his sword on the ground, holds his hands above his head,
Hi.
and he says,
How are you?
"I'm great.
I'm glad. Do you want to put some clothes on?
I would love that.
I'll take you to go put some clothes on.
This seems just the most threatening, actually, thing you could say. But okay. And under your escort, providing future turns pass, you'll get him dressed and properly beprisoned. They have a brig on this ship.
Okay, good.
I guess. And that's that.
They
Shadow,
would
it's your
have
turn.
a brig on their ship.
They would, but like I didn't expect for you guys to use it in the middle of combat.
Sweetie, this is our ship
We
now.
should probably move.
Look at me.
It's not your turn.
So there's still one paralyzed next to, that you're still concentrating on. Do we kill him or should we give him the chance to surrender?
I think those were fighting words.
He probably wants close too.
I'm going to grab another one of the spell scrolls and go over to a cannon and start loading it.
Okay, roll a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand, you say?
Height of slam.
A sleight of hand check, you say?
I do say.
Let's see. So that's going to be okay. So 4. 22.
You successfully. I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
That you get about halfway through the loading process.
Okay.
With that, because of the numbers that I've already crunched on gun
Okay.
crews and how this whole process goes.
Gotcha.
You
As well as
basically.
unfamiliarity with the craft.
Yeah. Well, we've actually established last session that you guys are familiar with cannons, and I'm very upset about it.
And Shadow's a sailor.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot
So like,
about
no,
that.
I can't actually pull that. It
I
makes me very
forgot
sad.
about that.
Yeah.
You could have, because I
I
forgot.
What?
Could I use the restroom?
How dare you?
Illegal. Yeah, go for it.
Yes. That's like a standard thing.
She's taking someone to the brig.
Yeah, she's taking
Yeah.
someone.
Taking someone
Like
to the
that's
brig.
what you're doing on your next turn, so you're fine. Also, you don't need to ask. You're good. So, as we were
Classes
saying,
in session.
as you're loading this thing, you get it like powder wad, not quite shot yet. And as you look out the gun hole, you see that it's directly pointing at the other ship. And
Perfect.
that other ship has several open gun ports, and there's a lot of light and movement and screaming and yelling and orders being barked around
Okay.
on that ship.
Well, I'm still hoping a cannonball might mess that up.
T2 is cannons. There are still some alive cannoneers, because it's Merowyn's turn, though.
Yeah.
And you don't have a held action.
I don't have a held action.
Concentration check to maintain wind wall, baby.
Baby.
No. But anyways.
Okay, so wind wall goes away.
Yeah, Windwall goes away. But there's some other cannons being loaded.
There are 2 others on the bow of the ship.
Windwall.
Cast wind wall. Please roll a spell casting check. Just regular. Just
Higher.
Oh boy. Same
They
rules
have
apply.
1 health.
These ones do also have 1 health. I wanna roll. Rip, gun boys. Rest in peace, sis. Oh, add 10 to your number.
Oh. You absolute monster.
Your number is currently 25?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Absolute monster.
Monster.
And
That's...
I feel like the 25 corpses will inhibit people from maybe going up to the cannons.
Just a corpus tad, hopefully.
They might at least dissuade them.
Yeah.
Beautiful. It is T2's turn. All of that group is dead. Call that Wave 1 Gunner Boys. And
Wait,
T1 has
what
also
you
been
say?
eliminated. It's 180 cruise
Yeah,
ship.
no,
they
I-
have some redundancy.
I know.
Please and thank you. So, now it's T3. And
T3? Is that on the other boat?
all of the other... Your boat
Okay.
is now handled, pretty much. As the dude is still paralyzed, and you said, we should murder him, and he said, and so, what you see is on the main deck of the ship, you see people running around. There's some kind of light anti-personnel guns and crossbows and like heavy crossbows mounted all across that deck. And so you see people going up to properly man those and just kind of scan the horizon. Let's see. It looks like only about one of the 20 to 50-ish people on that deck. And how do you do math? That's how. Okay. Only about one person sees you, like, using their turn.
Yeah.
And so no action from, like, that main group is taken against you. However, it seems like your location has been called out.
Okay.
And, like, people on the main deck, you hear some more running about, but no one seems to be going into the gun deck currently. Selwyn, you have a paralyzed...
So if I let you go, are you going to kill me? If I let you... can I take this sword out of his hand?
You have to, like, get on your tiptoes, and it's very cute.
Yeah, I do that. And then I'm gonna leave him there for now. I'm not killing him. That's better than I
He
could do.
deserves clothes.
Yes, and I'm waiting for you to get back before I just drop it. And I'm gonna go help Shadow with loading up the gun, or potentially like using the.
Disadvantage sleight of hand check on account of you already like wrestled the sword away from a dude on this turn.
Okay. I also have disadvantage because I'm exhausted. But that's a different story.
Alright.
Baby boy's Tybird from his widow walk climbing adventure.
I also don't care. That's a 17.
Ooh, okay, yeah. So, you, with your assistance, you kind of, and it's kind of a very cute, like halfling Shaquille O'Neal basketball moment. Got him. And then you take the ramrod and you're just like, this reminds me, thunk, of some stories my grandma told me. Thunk. I won't tell you which ones. Thunk. You got it. Okay. And that's your turn. You have a singular loaded cannon and that spell scroll is still in hand. As yet unfired, as they say. That's Salvin's turn. T4. T4 is grouped with... One second, I'm just making notes to myself. I'm very good at drawing symbols. Uh-huh. I'm sure you are. So, this can all go away. If I kill you all immediately. Lastly is the last ship group. You hear some scuffling, and then what level of spell is Windwall?
3rd.
Right. The spell magic is 3rd. Your spell goes away.
Oh, that's not good if someone on the ship can cast that.
That's why we have cannons. Can't dispel a cannon, hopefully.
Dispel
They're
this!
gonna dispel a cannon, aren't they?
You just dispelled them.
I cast Momentum Cancel. Okay, and that's that. Candle, you're up. Your turn is brigifying this boy.
And I'd like to talk to him as we go.
Okay, yep. You're just kind of like holding his arm as he still
Yeah.
doesn't have clothes on. He picks up his clothes and he's just like, the brig's over this way.
I just want to say nothing personal.
I understand. No, this is just business.
Oh yeah.
I never liked those clowns anyways.
Oh, that's sad. You know, it's nice to like those you work with. I hear.
He goes in the brig. He kind of opens the door, closes it, reaches through, unlocks it, hands you the keys. Is there anything else?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You're very agreeable.
He sits down. I'm very alive.
You are.
And he starts kind of humming to himself. And then the, paralyzed person is,
What's your name?
fuck you. I'm not telling you my name.
Hi, fuck you. I'm Candle.
God damn it. No. And that's your turn. You get both of the boys secured in the brig, and that's your whole turn.
Yes.
Shadow.
I'm firing the cannon.
Firing the cannon!
Ow.
Okay. You just kind of activate it from where it was. You don't really do any aiming.
Well, I think because you already said it was aimed at the other ship.
It's pointing at the other ship. I would not describe it as aim.
Oh, okay, then I will aim it.
Roll a dex check, flat.
9?
You do your best. You fire the cannon. It misses egregiously because it goes over the ship. Effectively, there's a roll of the wave. There's so many slide waves in the sheltered anchorage, but you are pointing a bit high, and it's very close, relatively speaking, the ship is. And so the cannonball whistles over it, and you see the...
No,
and
it
then
lands
That
on.
was a warning shot?
Lower!
And you hear a bunch of yelling from the deck of the ship. It's just like, oh, they fired on us! Oh, load the cannons! We can't load the cannons yet!
The cannon crew's dead!
Candle, where are you right now?
In the brig?
In the brig.
Well, in the
On
crew
the way-
decks, on the way back.
On the
So
way
that's
back.
a floor below.
Floor
Yeah.
below.
Okay, never mind.
Yes.
So that's that.
I is in ship.
In ship. In ships. Okay, and that's Shadow's turn. Merowyn,
Well,
you've been spotted.
I've been spotted. Swim under the waves.
Okay, you do not gain a stealth meter a la Assassin's Creed.
I know, but I'm going to swim a bit deeper because
Okay.
it's night.
Yep.
And
Night
I'm under 20
underwater.
feet away.
Uh-huh.
He's
And
just
then I'm going to take my action to hide.
Roll stealth.
Okay. Do I get an advantage because I'm underwater
No.
120 feet away? Okay.
Do you
How's
need
a
advantage?
26 sound?
You don't need advantage. You have successfully concealed your location from the boys.
Cool. And then I start swimming back towards the ship, towards the anchor line.
Okay. Well, they raised the anchor. No, they didn't.
No.
You dropped
We
the anchor.
it. Yep.
Very dramatically. It was very good.
Yes.
It was really depressing to go through all that work and not have anything come up.
I'm sorry, you have these biceps to come from it.
Biceps?
Biceps.
A buy share.
Biceps.
Biceps are what happens when
I
you
am
try
the
to speak
beefiest
while eating a
boy
donut.
on the crew.
True. True. And
I
that's
don't
Marrow's
think you get
turn.
many biceps from eating donuts.
You're at the end of your turn. You are halfway back, so it's another full turn to get back to your ship, including climbing back on.
Yeah, and I will make decisions as I.
Sweet, good. You're a while back, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It is now command group on the other ship's turn. There's some orders that are being barked out, and at this point, several small ship weapons get launched in a volley. A bunch of arrows and small cannonballs are launched at your ship. None of them harm you, although you all feel a faint kind of shuddering from the hull of this ship as it is impacted on several levels. There's now some big harpoons and little crossbow bolts sticking out the side. And that's what happens there, Selwyn.
Okay, well, the cannon's been fired, and this dude is, still paralyzed.
Oh yeah, but he's been put in the brig.
Okay.
Yeah,
well-
no, Candle picked him up
Oh, okay.
like a piece of wood and kind of tucked him into the other brig side.
At this point, I'm gonna drop concentration on him.
Oh, thank God! You hear from a deck below. I hate that expression! No!
Hi, no, I'm Candle.
No, my name is Noah! His name is Noah.
I don't think I know your dialect.
I'm gonna go look for another spell scroll. From the
They're
barrel.
in that big cask.
I'm gonna go grab a few.
You just grab a whole handful, and you bring them back over to the gun, and you thunk them down, and they are ready to be used.
Yes.
And that's
How
your
many?
turn. Roll a d12.
Oh,
I already got one.
8.
8. 2 of them are bigger than the others.
That sounds fun.
The cannon goes flying through the wall. Yeet! Yeet!
Sink their ship with a cannon.
They take more than one cannon.
Cannon bolt.
They take 3.
Depends on where you hit it.
Spell scrolls.
Damn it, we only have 2.
no, it would take
It's a very
3.
well built ship.
It would take 3. Exactly 3. Because I know these things. Of course.
Listen to her, she's very wise. That was Selwyn's turn. Now it's the other group. There's activity on the ship ahead of you. Candle!
Hi.
You come back up on deck and you see a bunch of gun stuff happening
Oh.
with your boys.
I can't throw it that far.
Huh?
Well, my
Oh, your
my
hammer.
would come back to me.
What's the range on it?
Like 20 feet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 30 feet. Well, can I lift heavy things?
You wanna help load the
Load
cannon?
things? I load.
Roll a sleight of hand check, please.
Okay.
For loading.
Loading a cannon.
In the
Oh shit.
sleight of hand is going to be a 17.
17. You successfully get about halfway through the loading process, all by yourself. That's Candle's turn. Shadow, it's your up.
Okay. Kendall, can I have the keys to the brig? We need all the hounds we can get. I'm gonna dash down the brig.
Yeah, sure, you dash down to the brig. And they both look at you in panic, like, what do we do?
No, we need your help if you would like to stay alive. Otherwise, we're all going down with this ship. I'm unlocking the brig. Help us load cannons.
Advantage persuasion, baby.
Wow.
You have Bardic, remember, if you need it.
No, I rolled a 19 on the die.
Beautiful.
Persuasion is charisma, so that's 20.
Beautiful. This is gonna be really funny. So, they were just like, oh, logic was never my strong suit. The door creaks open, and they're just like, I never really focused much. Grab. Oh, okay, I guess. And so you just kind of tote both of them up. They're
Yep.
now fully out of pajamas because
Yeah, they're
had
dressed.
time to-
they've had time to get dressed in the literal 0 seconds since their last turn of being put in the
Well,
break.
well,
Whatever.
Kendall got
Time dilation. It's a model. It's not one-to-one reflective of reality. Don't worry about it. They have clothes on now.
Yeah,
So they are gonna be at the end of their.
I used my cleric powers to clothe self.
Actually, yeah, no. At the end of your next turn, they will be back and in position to fire
Perfect.
cannons.
Great.
That's Shadow's turn. Meadow, you are on your way back to the ship. You heard a volley fire of anti-personnel, but other than that, just a lot of yelling and thump.
Yeah.
And you're half underwater, I think, still.
No, all underwater.
No, you're all underwater. You're like 20 feet underwater.
Not that deep. I just went deep enough to not be seen.
You're like 20 feet underwater.
If you
Okay.
see a dead fish,
I guess I'm going to
Run.
get to the anchor chain and
Climb up.
yeah.
Anchor cable. It's
Anchor
not a
cable.
chain, it's a thick rope.
Okay.
It's girthy.
Yeah.
You can't fit your hands out around it as a halfling. It's
Yeah.
like kind of like...
But then I'm just gonna pop on deck and duck behind the little wall there.
Yeah, that's gonna be an acrobatics check to make sure you can actually get to a good position in time before the end of your turn.
Acrobatics, 18 on the die.
Yeah. You get hunkered. You get
Yeah.
sufficiently hunkered.
26.
Beautiful. Yeah, and that's your turn. Beautiful. Next up is the command group. There's some barked orders and some thumping on the other ship. And Selwyn. The cannon is half loaded.
Can I try and finish loading it?
Yeah, it's a sleight of hand check.
9.
You get it.
13.
One portion of it loaded.
Disadvantage.
The cannonball still needs to be loaded properly. And that's the end of your turn. Yelling on the ship. Candle. It's your turn.
is no, and fuck you back.
They're on their way back up, but they're not up yet.
Okay.
So I just finish loading this cannon and fire it.
Yeah, I finished loading and help fire.
That's a flat dex check for effectively the last thunk and then starting to aim it.
Okay. Flat dex. That's gonna be a 19.
Beautiful. Candle lines up the shot.
I line up the shot, and cause I'm a candle, I light it.
Here you go.
It's an action to fire the cannon.
I don't light it.
That's true because you have to slam a spell scroll into it.
You do kind of have to activate a spell crawl. But
crawl.
you line up the shot so that when it
Yes.
gets, you're kind of making sure that when it's fired, it's not going to be absolute shite. Shadow, I'm going to say that by the start of your turn, you are at the cannon because you have beefy rogue move speed.
Yep.
So you get there, and you're at the cannon. Do you want to fire the cannon?
Here you go.
Yeah, I want to take one of the thick spell scrolls.
One of them thick boys?
Bap.
Please roll an Arcana check as you bap it down. And it seems to draw on some of your energies.
Arcana. you say.
Energies. Yeah.
Arcana is intelligence. 17.
17. Beautiful.
Not bad.
You are smart.
Tell me again about your cleric class.
My cleric class?
Yeah, what's its domain?
I am a grave cleric.
You're a grave cleric. Interesting. You
Gonna
feel
send
a
them down to
magical
a lottery
pull
grave.
on your body as these shadows kind of emit from you in a small aura before being sucked down your arms into the spell scroll, and this cannon fires a shadowy cannonball directly into the other ship, and a 19 is more than enough to hit. You see, pick a number between 1 and 4.
4.
Okay. Around the main deck, near the front end of the ship, it kind of scatters through some bulwarking, and splinters go flying, and their screams, and it's like, they're fired on us successfully! I'm dying! And there's a lot of just horrible, terrible sounds from that.
Fighting Halo elites.
No, it's the flood.
Ah, yes, yeah,
Flood
my
noises.
bad, my bad.
Come on. I'm not war. Okay, that's good. I'm glad we're all on the same page. Successful cannon fire shot. Did. Please roll 4d12. Just to establish cannon damage. That's a d8.
That's a D8.
I love you so much. You're my favorite. But you're so
Can I borrow some
fucking
D12, lads?
stupid.
I'm having a bad time with it.
Here you go.
Where did my D12
Here.
go?
It's
My
in the
D12
center of
I've got
the,
four
it's in the
for
center
you.
of the area.
Appreciate you. Okay. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
15. Yeah. So
I'm good at games, I swear.
it seems like after the cannon's
That's fair.
impact,
Appreciate you.
after the cannonball's impact and the kinetic energy of it just crashing through wood, there was that normal scatter of splinters, but also a shadowy explosion on the point of impact, and several tendrils reach out and seem to seek out the people and stab them in various places. And you, because of that shadowy extra damage, you do however the fuck many you rolled, 15. extra damage. That's how those spell scrolls work.
I want to fire again. We talking violence.
I want to fire a bolt. I want to fire it. Okay. And
Actually, no, I am.
Medwin, you're on deck. You see this whole thing, goof, and there's a lot of yelling.
I'm gonna go run down below deck and look around.
Oh, you see that there's two
Yeah.
dudes that are now in clothes, and they're like loading a cannon, kind of looking terrifiedly at Shadow and the rest of y'all.
How close is that cannon to being loaded?
It seems like it needs to be aimed and fired.
I'm gonna go up to that cannon.
Okay, roll a dex check to aim it.
Dex check. That is a skill check.
Yes.
16.
16. You get it decently lined up, but I'm gonna say with your unfamiliarity and your size relative to this cannon, it takes your whole action to aim it properly.
Okay.
And you cannot fire. Because of the fact that the spell scrolls are the next gun over currently. So that's your turn. Next up is the command group, and you hear some splashes distantly echoing, but you don't see anything.
Oh, okay. Is that over a boarding party?
Perhaps. And it's Selwyn's turn.
I know it.
There's a cannon that is ready to be fired.
Is it ready to be fired?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one's ready to be
I'm
fired.
gonna grab the other big scroll and like run on over. And
Bah, donk.
just,
I cast Spell of Bonk.
basically.
True.
Please roll
Um,
Arcana check.
Arcana check. Can I also try to infuse this with like a vicious mockery?
No,
No.
that's not quite how this works. I love you
Okay.
so much.
Okay.
You're not in charge of what the spell scroll does.
That's fine. How does a 28 sound?
28 is beautiful. Tell me exactly what's your sorcerer subclass again?
My sorcerer subclass is a runic sorcerer.
Runic sorcerer. Interesting. And so what you all see is this kind of vaguely bluish, tealish aura tinged with the faint undertones of like this iridescent rainbow weird shit emerge from Selwyn and get channeled into the scroll. And there's a big cannon fire. Roll a d4, please.
3.
Ah, this is the gun deck. Your cannon crashes through the gun deck. Roll 4d12. Oh, yeah, Shadow.
Yes.
I need you to do me a tally of currently 6.
Oh, holy
Your
shit.
tally is 6.
My tally is 6.
Yes.
Oh, your talent is gonna be high.
Let's see. 12, 24, 31, 40.
Your tally is 10.
Wow. I feel disheartened.
You'll fire a cannon soon enough.
No, that's not what I do.
Okay. In group 4, at long last, the other ship returns fire, but only 3 guns fire. Let's see. No. Yes. No. Wait. Yes, 2 yeses. So 2 cannonballs make impact. 1 flies just into the water directly ahead of you guys, and let's see. 1 hits. Bop. 1 hits the gun deck, and 1 hits the crew quarters directly below you. So all of you, please make me a dexterity saving throw. As 2 cannonballs as a cannonball makes impact, all just like right up in your business, and splinters go flying.
Shadow, you have bardic as needed.
I rolled a 26, so I'm good.
26.
26,
18.
18,
19.
19. You all pass, successfully saving for half. 8, 9, 15 is 8. You take 8 slashing damage from splinters.
I take 4?
Yes. And then as the splinters clear, there's this wash of kind of frigid water scattering all throughout the area. And you all take, since you all passed the save, that's 12 cold damage.
Does that feel like they
free
sent
half
over-
for your convenience?
Does that
Whoa.
feel like they sent over another one of those like big scrolls?
Yes, they used a big scroll.
Any uncanny dodge potential?
No, because this is a saves.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Just wanted to check.
If you had evasion,
Just wanted to check.
you would have been
Check
treated
easy.
nicer.
That's a level. We'll get there soon.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, you're rolling to hit the ship, and the crew members are making saves to avoid the ship.
Anyways,
Cool. Sweet.
Diagonal?
And Selwyn already went, so it's Kendall's turn. You have 2 completely unloaded cannons.
I want to go up to the ship deck.
You go up to the main deck of the ship, and it's empty?
Yes. I want to
Yes.
go over to the, I want to go to the anchor,
Okay.
and you said it was rope?
It is rope.
Cut it.
Roll the hit. With advantage. The rope's not moving.
okay.
But you do have a hammer. So what are you cutting it with?
My tail.
Oh, right! Roll to hit with advantage, please. Thank you.
I just hit it really hard and hope it breaks.
Because, yeah, at the end of the day, your tail is more of a stabbing implement than a cutting implement, so it's going to take some
Advantage?
doing. You do have advantage because it's not going anywhere.
That's it. I rolled a 1 and a 20. So,
You stab through this very thick rope. Like, this rope is thicker than your tail is. But you stab through the center and, like, pull back, and this rope has a big hole in it and starts to frame. You're just like, oh, it didn't work. Snap! And it snaps in front of you, and this ship lurches to the side. Everybody on the ship, please make a dexterity saving throw. The 2 boys are going to have to make a dexterity saving throw. Oh, one of them passes, one of them fails. One of them falls over.
23.
My boy.
18.
Math, 20.
oh,
You're on the ship, ain't ya?
I am.
Aren't you?
15.
Okay, roll a d8 for the direction in which the ship begins to drift.
Okay.
Oh.
2.
2. You are generically headed towards the other ship, but it seems like you're going to be crossing a little bit behind them rather than on a direct ramming course. As, you look up, all of the sails are furled and shit, and so there's just a faint breeze and the gentle swell of the tide. You are slowly drifting towards the other ship, kind of, sort of. But it's not fast. This will take probably 5-ish rounds, maybe even 10 to get there. Who's to say?
Do we want to go there?
Maybe.
Wanna run
And that's
away?
Candle's turn. Shadow, you're up.
Cannons!
Sleight of hand.
Nat 20.
You just say, I want to fire. And you load a whole cannon all by yourself, but you
Yay.
don't get to fire
That's
it.
okay.
Merwin, you're up. It has not been aimed. The cannon hasn't.
Yeah, I'll go aim.
Okay, dex check.
That is an 11.
Okay, it's generically pointed at the other ship. You're pretty confident about it. Oh god, it's someone else's turn.
And then bonus action, Bardic. So.
Okay. Beautiful. Duly noted. You so do. And then next up is the command group. And there's some generic shouting, and you see a flame, actually a candle. You see a flame come into being on the crew deck, the main deck of the other ship. It seems like someone lit something like a torch size. It's hard to tell as there's a bunch of people running in front of it and around it, and there's it's 100 feet
Oh
away.
my god, it's my reflection. 'cause
It's your
like
reflection.
A candle.
Yes. And then there's some further production, and that flame leaps into the air and is headed towards the deck of the ship.
That's not good.
Me? It's headed towards me. Can I catch it?
You successfully fail to catch it as it lands about 30 feet away from you, and you see that it's a flaming arrow. But as soon as it lands, you realize that it is not an ordinary flaming arrow. As soon as it makes contact, the flame leaches out of the arrow, kind of like water being poured from a cup, and spreads into a small puddle on the ship. And the deck of the ship catches fire.
Stop, drop, and roll. I want to roll over all of it.
We'll get to that on your turn. Sounds delightful, though. And that's T3. Selwyn, you have an aimed cannon, but no more big spell scrolls in reach.
I know. I'm gonna go grab the small scroll.
Okay.
And, sure, let's fire it.
Okay. Roll Arcana.
$24.
Do you have disadvantage?
No.
Man, I almost feel bad for that.
That's Bardic, so. 20.
Sufficient! Please roll 2d12 and a d4, but tell me the d4 first. D4. Roll a d4, tell me the d4.
2d12 and a d4.
The d4 is a separate consideration. That's which
One.
deck you hit. You hit the water line.
Yeah.
Please!
That's the level we want to hit.
Roll your d12s.
13.
Okay. So you hit roughly the waterline near the stern of the ship, but unfortunately, due to the aiming and the kind of timing of the firing, it's not a straight-on shot. So it glances off, but there's some splinters and denting around that area of the waterline.
And then bonus action, give Shadow Bardic.
I already have Bardic.
Oh, you haven't used it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Give you a Bardic. I was gonna give you, but I couldn't see yet.
There is activity on the other ship. It looks like they're reloading their cannons, and no fire seems to. Oh wait, there's 3 of them. Yeah, no fire seems to be heading your way currently. Candle, you're up. It's your turn to do some stuff. There's some fire on the ship. It's spreading a certain pace. It's spreading fast. What do you do? It's currently a puddle about 5 feet in radius.
Okay, so my intention is basically, my current flavor of rage is shadowy rage.
Your rage flavor.
So I want to, like, how much surface area has been engulfed by flame?
A circle about 5 feet in radius.
I want to, like, roll over it and just, like, try to, like, shuffle as much of my, like, shadowy, like, and, like, basically snow angel it to try to disperse the fire.
Interesting. I'm gonna say that that's an athletics check, simply because of how you've described it.
Yeah. Athletics?
Yes.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Athletics is gonna be a 23.
Okay. And make a Constitution save as you jump into the fire and start rolling around in it. I love barbarians, man. Love them so much.
Crit!
Oh, fuck yeah! Okay, so you're taking half damage, con save, you're taking half damage tiefling, so you're taking a total of quarter damage from fire.
What about also raging?
Raging doesn't protect you
This
from
is
fire.
fire.
That's
It's only
physical, yeah.
Okay.
You're not a bear totem, baby. So that's 20, 32,
Bear
16, 8. Pre-quartered for your convenience, you take 8 fire damage as you successfully douse this puddle.
I'll take it.
She'll tank it.
I did
She
take
will
it.
take it.
Yeah, and that's Candle's turn. Shadow, you're up. There are 2 unloaded cannons.
I'm gonna go grab more spell scrolls to just kind of distribute between the cannons.
okay.
We,
please.
we have plenty still.
No, there's
We
0
don't-
big ones, only small
We
ones.
don't have big ones.
There
I
are
want
5 left.
Okay.
Thank you.
I got you.
I love and appreciate you.
Yes.
Roll
I'm gonna
investigation check. Okay. As you crack open some of these casks.
Investigation
You have
is...
Bardic if you need.
That is true. Is intelligence. I am going to Bardic that. Perfect. That is going to be a 19.
You successfully find 4 more big spell scrolls and
Perfect.
5 more small ones.
I'm gonna put 2 and 2. 2 big on each cannon.
Okay, sweet. At the end of your turn, your 2 compatriots have finished loading that cannon. It has not been aimed, nor has it been fired, but with their assistance,
Okay.
aim and fire can be 1 action on that one,
Cool.
if you so desire. That secondary cannon is basically going to be automated and pretty fun and easy. Next up is Meadowin.
Well,
Aim and fire?
if it's ready,
It is ready.
aim and fire.
Roll a dex check to aim. If you want to call out where you're trying to aim first, it raises the AC, but makes
You
it
don't
so
have
you
to
don't have to
roll
roll
a
a d4.
I would
Waterline.
try and hit that around that same spot.
Okay, waterline.
The waterline.
Roll
Yeah.
a dex check. You have Bardic.
Yep. Okay. That's
Wouldn't hurt to use it.
Yeah.
6.
Okay. 19.
19. Please. Roll an Arcana check as
Big spell
your
scroll?
kind of light forest greenish aura extends from you, tinged with a small band of rainbowish luminescence, and it gets channeled into the cannon.
Crit.
Please roll 4d20.
4d20?
Yeah.
Oh baby.
It's a crit.
Oh
It's
baby.
a magic crit. I get to do what I want.
Oh no. I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
Not great,
In
but
the slightest.
33.
Ooh! Yeah, there's big hallwets in their ship around their waterline. They're taking on water. You hear some yellings from the other ship, and
What
that's
does my magic do as it expands?
ooh yeah. So it's this weird burst of kind of vine-like formations that seem to reach into the wood, expand, and then disappear, leaving these gaping big gashes and really damaging the structural integrity. And then also it's strange. It seems like there's beyond that a small, just pure arcane magical force behind it.
Okay. Like my bard stuff too? Like that?
Or like its own.
It's
innate-
mostly
Oh.
nature and then its own shit.
Huh.
It's weird. Weird how that happens.
Wow.
Anyways, T3, the command group. Kendall, you... a small
No,
puff
no.
of smoke and steam rises above you, and you kind of pop up, and you see about 5 more arrows land on the deck of the ship. Well, let's
high
see.
five.
They're headed in the direction of the ship. However,
One of them should hit me.
none of them hit you.
Damn it.
Only 3 of them hit the deck of the ship.
Okay.
So there are 3 more puddles on deck.
Okay.
And that's that. 7.
There's no cannons loaded?
Nope.
Okay, fuck.
The action economy of this is borked.
Yeah, it is. Okay, I'm just gonna use my turn rearranging spell slots.
Rearranging spell slots.
Sorcery, fun, and magic
No.
bullshit.
Points,
Bookkeeping.
splots. It's a sandwich. It's delicious. Next up, it's the other gunner's turn. The other gunners you cannot deny. They all miss.
Yeah.
They all miss horribly. Terribly, horribly terrible.
Big waves.
But at this point, they've hit their rhythm and they'll be able to fire on the next round because I'm so tired of not doing shit. Candle! There are 3 puddles of fire on the deck. And at this point, as you stand back up, you do notice that you're about 20 feet closer to the other ship as you have started drifting on the waves. What do you do?
Could I go to the wheel of the ship?
You can go to the helm, yes.
I would like to turn it away.
Please, turn it away from the ship, from the other ship.
Or rather, I would like.
Where do you want to steer the ship to? Where are you trying to go? There's basically
So-
out of the cove, to the beach, to ramming speed the other ship, or just somewhere else. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to point the ship?
I need to roll chaos die.
Oh no. The chaos is in your heart. It's not in the dice. My ramming speed is a walk.
Yeah, I would like to
Point the ship at the
point
other ship.
the ship at the other ship, or at least like try to point it in a direction that I'm heading in a better direction towards the ship, but also they could still point the cannon.
I'm gonna say, so this is going to be a wisdom-based sailing check, which you have a +1 to on top of that because of all of your sailing that you've been doing.
Huzzah!
So wisdom +1 check.
Wisdom +1 check. Okay. Dirty 20.
Yeah, you're pointing at the ship, and because of the nature and shape of hydrodynamics, now that you are not drifting sideways, you're more kind of starting to point at it. You're going to get there a little faster, but nothing happens instantly, especially on the ocean, so you've more started the process.
Also, I'm lowering the surface area that they can aim at.
You are also pointing your cannons away from them. Your
That is
cannons
true.
have perhaps 1 or 2 more rounds before they are no longer pointed at the ship, as your
That
broadside
is-
is turned away.
Fine.
That's fine. Anyways, there's 3 puddles of stuff. Shadow, it's your turn. There are no loaded cannons. There are no loaded
cannons.
Our crew?
Hmm?
Our crew.
Yeah, your crew.
Okay.
Yeah,
There's no
yeah.
loaded cannons on your
Yeah.
ship that he can access.
I'm gonna load one.
Roll.
I'm gonna do my best.
Like a hand.
That's going to be a 22.
Half loaded.
Okay.
Solidly.
Working
And by
on
the
it.
end of your turn, the other dudes have fully loaded their cannon.
Okay, working on it.
Meryl,
Getting there.
do you want to finish loading a cannon? Or do you want to fire a cannon? You selfish boy.
Fire.
I fired one!
Fire the cannon!
Just do it.
I fired the cannon.
Oh, aim and fire. So a dex check.
Oh.
Because this is the other boys' room.
Yep.
It's auto set up. Are you aiming somewhere specific?
Kind of like next to that hole. Just
Okay, yeah,
make
no.
it bigger.
It's a called shot.
Sweet. 23. Dex
Yes.
check.
Yes, you hit the spot you were aiming for. Please roll an Arcana check
Okay.
as you use the second big spell scroll at this cannon.
Arcana check, 16.
Okay, 40-12.
Cool. As that hole gets bigger.
That hole do be getting large, though.
$26.
26. Yeah, the hole is getting larger, and Candle, you especially notice from your spot on the helm that ship is visibly listing in the water just a little bit. It's beginning to take on water, and it's a little fucker, that ship is. But there's a lot of yelling and some weird... There's actually, now that you're looking, some weird currents in the air. It seems like kind of the distortion from heat waves, but some magical current is being put in place on that ship.
I have a question.
Do you still have Bardic?
I do not.
Joan.
Do I
What are
like
the other
Bardic?
ships in the bay doing?
They're all little, like, mini sailing schooners, and they have run away from the exact center of this. They're all either on different ships in different parts of the bay, or they have beached themselves, most of them close to the base,
Noted.
where the big cookout was happening last you saw. And that's that. So it's the command group. There is 2 more arrows are arcing through the air towards your ship. Let's see if they get it.
No!
Yep. And no. So 1 more. So there is now a total of 4 fire petals on deck. One of them impacted the mast. The most recent one impacted the main mast, and that fire is now spread down it. So it's about 15 feet off deck, and that fire is slunk down another 10 feet.
Is it feeling a little warm down here?
No.
Okay.
It's a big boat. I don't think we can feel it.
And that magical kind of distortion above the deck gets a little bit more intense.
Can I? Oh, is it my turn?
No. Selwyn.
No.
I'm just saying this because you can see it.
I'm gonna use my action to like help finish loading
Dex check. Sleight of hand.
Shigama do.
And canon, a notoriously hard word to
Yeah.
remember and pronounce.
Dex, flat dex,
Fucking sleight of hand.
sleight of hand. Okay. Same
Should we
difference.
like swear less or something?
Nah.
Oh right, we had this discussion 2 weeks ago.
9.
You successfully do 1 portion of the loading with your
Okay.
action. It still needs another portion.
Okay. And then I'm going to. Do you still have Bardic?
No.
Bonus action Bardic. And then I'm gonna holler over at Chaboys. And basically say, hey, do you have any explosives on the ship? Are these spell scrolls like explosive?
They told us not to fuck with it, and now I'm copying your accent. I don't know!
Okay, thanks for that. How many more barrels of these do you have?
He looks back at the pile of barrels. There's about 3 left.
Beautiful.
Are like casks. They are bigger than you. Like you could hide in them, kind of El Dorado style, easily. 2 of you to a barrel. These are like the size of the big like brewing casks, the distillation casks. These are big.
Once our cannons are no longer aimed at the ship, let's work on getting those barrels towards the front of the ship.
Okay, that's your plan that you have stated with your other boys.
Yes.
It is Gundeck's turn. All 3 of their functional and crude weapons are going to take some shot pots at you. They're going to drop their dice on the ground. We have a hit, a miss. I guess they never miss. 1 hit, and it hits the crew quarters. Splinters. Okay, and Scandal. You're at the helm of the ship. There's 3 puddles of fire on the deck and 1 puddle of fire dripping down the main mast. What do you do?
First of all, I want to cast Detect Magic.
Oh, with yourself?
Yeah.
It's, as you start
Disco
kind of
party.
disco partying on deck, it's kind of like a... Okay, fair use. On the deck, it is a bit of a retro 90s party, and you start flashing. Most of it is evocation magic. That's the what that it is. You're glowing mostly evocation magic color, and that's your bonus action. No, that's your action, isn't it?
That is my...
Detect magic?
Yeah.
So you,
Action.
yeah.
I guess
So
that's
you
my
activate
action.
disco ball.
For my bonus action... I exist.
Beautiful. We'd love to hear it. You are about halfway from where you started towards this other ship.
Yeah.
I've decided, because I don't want to wait 10 rounds of combat. Shadow!
That's me.
That's you.
We turned and now we're moving a little bit faster towards it.
Yes.
How we still got a little bit of time to fire cannons, right?
You have 1 round.
This is the last round of fire cannon.
My cannon's half loaded.
3/4 loaded.
3/4 loaded.
Just needs the shot. The cannonball. Sleight of hand.
And is the other
21.
cannon ready now?
It'll be
It
ready
will
at the
be
end of his
after.
turn. 21. You successfully load it and you can aim it, but not
I'm
fire
gonna
it.
try and aim it.
Flat decks. Are you calling a shot or just aiming it at the
Just
ship?
aiming it in
'Kay.
general. Flat dex is going to be a 17.
Sweet. Good stuff. Good shit.
Go
Cool.
shippy.
Meadow.
That's me.
So
Fire! You have 2 loaded cannons. 1 has been aimed, 1 has not been aimed, but the one that you're at, that you've been firing, is not aimed. And you are out of big
I brought
scrolls.
this one.
You're out of big scrolls at this point.
well,
We have 2 big ones of mine.
Yeah, but you'd have to go get it.
And
Yeah.
he's small.
Small. Wait, what?
They're 25 feet apart.
They're
Oh,
20,
shit,
They
you're
are
right.
20
feet,
a
sorry.
solid
right,
20
right,
feet
right.
apart.
Got it.
and I do not have that movement speed.
Because typically a normal gun crew is about 5 people, 4 gunners and a gun captain, and they each do 1/4 of the loading process.
So let's just fire and make that hole just bigger.
Called shot, roll to hit.
You have Bardic?
I know.
One's a d6, unfortunately.
It's fine. Here's what it is.
Leave.
Now this is a good time for
That's
me
a
to.
15.
Damn it! Shamelessly plug. So
I love when the
you,
Bardic is higher than the D20.
you dumb motherfuckers. As you aim specifically at this spot, you just narrowly miss under, and
Okay.
the cannonball sinks into the waves. That's the
Yeah.
called shot AC of ship.
Yeah. that's
Regular AC of ship is 10 because they're ships. It's a big ship.
Yep.
That's Meadow's turn. It's the command group's turn. Let's see. 2 more arrows are headed your way. Da 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 da. Crit and a 10. So they both hit the ship. Ba da ba da. 2
One of
more
them hit
five
me
doubles.
instead.
No. Well, roll a d20. You have recently called attention to yourself in a big way. The crit does hit you. As you have decided this, please roll a con save with advantage as
Okay.
fire attempts to engulf your whole physical
I
form.
will.
That's going to be a d8.
I guess the
Advantage, you
tiefling
said?
tank's the best person to take fire damage.
I mean, yeah.
22.
Sweet. So you successfully pass for half on the con save. You are not actively on fire as you kind of just slurp it in, but pre-halved for your convenience, you take
Quartered?
4 piercing damage and pre-quartered 4 piercing damage pre-halved because you're raging, because it's an arrow, and then from the fire pre-quartered for your convenience. It was 3, and that's 4 damage of the fire variety pre-quartered for your convenience.
Thank you.
I want you to know that
Health-wise.
you did tank 3d12 of fire damage plus a d8 of arrow
I
damage.
have 25 health.
Jesus. Yep. Almost more than my max.
You have more than me right now.
I'm about a third health right now.
Candle's been putting in work.
Yes.
Look,
Yeah.
if I can take damage, I'm okay with it.
Okay. So that's Candle's turn. No, that's the commander group's turn. Selwyn.
Thumb.
Roll
Big
an
one.
Arcana check. And then
Halfling lucky. I forgot about that. I was really sad for a second. Okay, better. You said I have a D8?
Yeah.
Better. Hey! Okay, 9 plus 7 is 16.
sweet.
Plus 11
Oh, thank
is...
I was worried about you.
27.
27. D4. Which deck are you hitting? 'Cause
Oh, I'm going for the...
no.
No.
Shadow aim to this.
Shadow aimed it.
You don't
Oh,
need
shadow
you
aimed
fire.
it. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Cannons are a whole process. There's
Yeah,
a reason
okay.
gun crews are 5 people.
1. Yeah! Haha.
Waterline. This is a different hole. Please roll 4d12.
Even better.
Halfling brothers know how to destroy a ship.
Not quite as good as my first one, but not complaining. 12, 20.
20. Nice. There's a sizable, well, not sizable necessarily because of how kinetics works, but a noticeable hole in the waterline as this ship Candle that you see that you're headed towards starts to list a little bit more dramatically as you notice as the flame that has engulfed your buddy. Your buddy disperses and you see it as you are approaching.
And it feels as though this is the last chance to fire.
That was your last shot.
Yeah,
How many
okay.
rounds of combat have we been
A couple.
A lot.
I think you, including last session, have been in combat for at least a minute,
in? Okay.
which is a while.
So
in
I'm gonna
combat.
need to rage again.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's say that with that last fire dispersal, your rage ends, gets absorbed in kind of
Alright.
tanking that hit.
Alright.
Just because I don't want to keep track of that, and you're a wonderful person, so your rage ends at the end of your last turn. And that's Selwyn's turn. It is now the opposing.
Quick question.
Yes.
Because I have been dealing with these a good bit. How big are the big scrolls? Like proportionally to me.
Proportional to Selwyn, they are from your waist to your head, sized. They're
So
yeah.
half my size.
Yeah, they're half a halfling.
They're quarterly.
Indeed, it's the gun deck's turn. They're going to shoot their cannon shot. We have 1, 2, 2 hits and a crit, baby! I'm gonna say that the crit hits the gun deck because I do what I want. Yes, but it's they're firing at the front of you now. So yes, they still hit. There's just 1 hit.
They're just not hitting the broadside.
2, 3. We have a gun deck hit, a gun deck crit, and a main deck hit. Everybody make a deck save. Gun deck folks make 2.
Okay, so everyone make a deck save?
Yes.
Do you care which one, first or second?
The first, tell me in order.
Okay.
Cool. Crit and a over 20.
B-E-A, beautiful.
I'm dying.
You are dying, and you will be more.
I had a 17 and a 24.
Okay, versus your first
I had a
17,
12 and a 9.
12,
Crit and
Crit.
over 20.
Shush, I only wanted the first one. So, that's... You failed.
Yeah.
I crit failed.
Oh, we'll get to you. Yours is a separate shot from theirs, which is why I'm doing it like this. So that's 6. That's 18. 18.
Direct hit.
So, 18 slashing damage.
I'm down.
9 slashing damage, the two of you. That's the first one. You're down. May I fail a death save as the second cannon shot splinters around you and causes damage that doesn't overkill you. And your second one was a meh?
Over 20.
Over 20?
24.
You both passed. You only... you take 4 slashing damage. As you passed, and I rolled terribly low on my 3d12s. And you! Crit failed, you did.
I did, yeah.
And you're not raging anymore.
Yeah.
And your rage ended! Oh, no.
no.
What was your health?
25.
25?
That's some damage.
30 damage!
Okay.
As it pretty much hits right beneath you and splinters erupt and explode and unconscious. Unconscious. Failed +1 death save. I love a good encounter. However, your last shot hit the waterline, yes?
Yes.
This is beautiful. As
And I was steering the ship. That was my
that
only
was
use.
the gun dex thing. Candle, make a death save as it's your turn. Woo, baby. This is gonna be fun. You failed a death save. We'll get back to you. Shadow, it's your turn.
Cure wounds.
Thank you.
You get a total of 6 health back. Congratulations.
Good timing. Marrow, it's your turn. You heard a muffled from all around you and not much else.
Okay.
A lot of that.
I guess. How far away are we from their ship?
You don't know.
You can't really
A
see them
lot
at this
closer.
We're on the
Actually,
gun
no.
deck.
Well, let me rephrase. You're pretty close. You can see through the hole at the front of the ship.
Yeah.
And so
That'll do it. Yeah, we're
if,
still
give it
directly
one
towards
more
the
round, and
cannon.
you might be able to run and jump onto the other ship as far as closeness. So you're
Okay.
probably currently 20 feet, 20, 30 feet
Oh.
away.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, shit.
So.
I was trying to be useful.
all
Yeah,
three
you did.
cannons-
No,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
very
Also,
Yes.
all 3 cannons that are
No,
able to
don't.
fire
Are pointing out.
You are just waking up from consciousness.
They're pointing sideways, out the broadsides. You are
No.
front on the ship.
They're cannons at us.
Oh yeah, they're cannons.
And they're all next to each other, I'm
They're
guessing.
20 feet apart.
Well,
Cast wind wall in front of their
Save.
cannons.
I thought you were about to jump
Go on.
over and.
No.
Go 2.
no!
Go 3.
Okay.
Okay, 1 crit, 2 fails. What's the damage, baby?
Those aren't my dice.
I know they're not.
Oh, I have to roll dex saves for my 2 crew boys. Fail. Fail. They're dead.
Damage.
No.
They died so hard.
13.
Damn.
Okay. There's a muffled yelling and screaming from the inside of the other ship. As your wind wall goes up.
Okay,
That's your action. Anything else?
movement. I don't want to be on this deck as we crash, so I go up.
You go up, and you see splinters mess, a lot of fire puddles. I think about 6 now, fire puddles. And where the tiller was is now a bunch of heaped mess of splinters, and you do not see Candle. That's the end of your turn.
Oh no.
It's the command group's turn, and they have to make a concentration check because their ship's all fucked.
Yeah, where am I?
We'll get to you.
Okay.
Okay, we have a pass, and a fail. Sweet. There's a strange feeling of ozone that begins to gather in the air, and that's the command group.
Strange feeling of
Ozone, like a smell of ozone and a feeling of static electricity begins to suffuse
Ozone,
the
the
air.
smell of lightning, essentially.
Oh yeah, that's also what it is. I just love using ozone as an analogy for there's magic here, and that's why. I love it. Selwyn, you're not dead.
Stand up.
Yeah, you're at 6 health.
The explosive barrels, where are they at?
The barrels of the spell scrolls are currently, like one of them got broken open and its spell scrolls were torn to shreds by splinters, but the other 2 are off, and one is by the staircase, one is kind of amidships, about 50 feet away from it. And these barrels are, big enough for 2 halflings to comfortably room inside.
Okay.
They're huge.
I'm gonna pick up the big spell scroll.
Okay.
That's here.
You pick
'Cause
it up.
I've been moving around with these. Like I'm not gonna be able to like move very like.
Okay.
I'm not gonna be very agile while I have it, but I'm at least gonna hold on to it for now.
Yeah. It's
And-
not too
yeah.
terribly heavy.
No. And I'm gonna start making my way for
Uptown?
the stairs.
For the stairs.
And as I do, who all is still on the deck right now?
On the gun deck, Shadow.
Shadow.
I'm on the gun deck. I'm the only one alive on the gun deck.
Noah and Fuck You did
know.
fall
They
to
didn't
the
make
villainous
I was really
fire.
hoping they
Kind
would
of
be alive.
unfortunate.
I want you to know
Like-
that Noah was gonna jump off ship at the first reasonable opportunity.
Oh, that's totally fair. I
'Cause he
wouldn't
passed
have
his int
expected
check.
it any
Yeah.
less.
but he didn't get the chance because I forgot about
Right.
him.
Okay, so what I'm asking
They
is
serve their purpose.
the explosive scrolls when the ship impacts. How close are those scrolls going to be?
Not very, but you also have the realization that considering they didn't blow up upon splinters from cannon fire, maybe they do not react to impact in that manner.
Maybe not impact. What about if I were to add a lot of magic to them?
You don't know. But regardless, they're not really at the front of the ship.
Okay.
One's midships and one's the stern.
Okay. And there's not going to be a way we're going to roll them there at this point.
In a round.
Not
Yeah.
speed.
Yeah. Okay, I just want to make like a mental picture of where that is so I can like line it up for
It has
geometry
been
later.
noted.
And then I'm going to like run up the stairs.
You get halfway up the stairs. Actually, no, you get to the base of the stairs because you're 50 feet away from the stairs, from where your
Oh.
gun was. You get to the bottom of the stairs. Okay. That's Selwyn. Guns. And ships. I have 3 hits. On deck.
Not ideal.
Gun deck.
That's me.
Main deck.
That's you. Hit me again.
That's me. I don't even know where I am
And gun deck.
anymore.
Yeah, we don't know
So,
where it's at. I have 2 after me
Can the angle hit us on the main
oh,
deck?
that's a good point.
Or
Then
even the gun deck at this point, if
Well,
they're
it's-
listing this way.
they're listing front to back,
now.
not
Well,
side
their
to side.
cannons are still at us,
Yeah.
though.
The cannons are at gun deck level, but I'm going to say that the one that was going to hit the main deck actually hits waterline because of angles.
Okay.
That makes sense. Good call. So, hey, gun deck boys.
Hi.
2 dexterity saves.
That's really bad.
Okay.
Should I
That's really
You're
bad.
make a-
We'll get we're
Question.
almost to your turn.
Do I have advantage because I'm further away now, or no? Because I'm over by
No,
the
because
stairs?
it's splinters in the area. Is what it is. Is what it is. So,
First one was a 23.
pass.
Second one was a 17.
Pass.
Okay.
Got a 6 and a 10.
Fail and a tie. So the first one, fail, pass. Ooh, bad news. 15 damage.
Okay, I go down and
Dunk.
build that save.
Fail a death save. And then you, so you pass, so you take 16 is 8 damage pre-have from the first one.
Okay.
And the second one that you also passed, right? You passed it? Yeah.
I passed both.
Because it's that 5, 7, and 3 is 15. Pre-halved is 8.
8 again.
8 slashing damage. The splinters befucker your whole
I'm
countenance.
not looking great, lads.
Could be worse.
I'm looking a lot worse.
don't even exist anymore.
Yeah,
Candle.
you just evaporated.
You, on some level, dimly are aware that you are under a pile of wood and splinters and scraps and decking. But on another level, you find yourself sitting at the end of one table, a long dining room table, and you're in a round room with windows in each cardinal direction. On the other end of the table, you see Lantern, that older tiefling woman who you saw in a vision about 6 months ago in real time
Remember.
and like 2 months ago
I
within the
remember.
game. And she looks at you, and you can faintly hear the sound of cannon fire in the distance, and the sounds of a fleet of ships undergoing combat, just kind of distantly, this rumbling, this muted thunder of cannon fire in the distance. And she's in the middle of, like, eating dinner, and she says, "So, how are you feeling?"
Singed.
A little singed. Yeah, don't do that. Roll a death save.
I rolled a 2.
Ruh-roh.
A rumble of cannon fire in the distance kind of happens, and a quarter of the wall gets blown out as a cannon kind of passes through and then tumbles to a stop. There's masonry everywhere, but it never reaches your exact table. And Lantern kind of tilts her head and says, "Interesting." Next up is Shadow.
Oh no!
You got him? I'm gonna look for Candle. I can't see her.
Alright, I'm gonna, cure wounds, my dude.
Hey.
Hey, that's better.
This is great. One roll away. One roll away.
Math. Oh, that's a 1, not a 7. I read that as a 7. It's not a 7. So you get 5 health.
It's better than nothing.
That's
All
better than
right.
Nothing.
Okay.
It's better than me.
Bonus action.
I don't think I really have much. Can I?
Action dash.
Yeah, I was gonna. Bonus action dash.
Death.
Death.
Get up on the main deck.
Yeah, I think that's my thing. I'm gonna get up on the main deck.
Okay.
As I now am in front of fire, missing candle, and other things.
Passive perception of 16. Do I see Candle anywhere?
You do not see her anywhere obvious, and the other biggest pile of rubble is the where the tiller was, where the
Okay.
helmsman's station.
I guess look to the tiller. Like look to the tiller and try and find Candle.
Roll investigation with your main action.
I think it's
Just
a. I think
what
10
is
counts
it?
as a pass.
10 is a pass. 10 and above
Good.
is a pass.
Good dice. 21.
21. You roll up, and at the end of your main action, you see Candle kind of half buried in rubble.
Bonus action healing word.
Roll it! Roll your d4.
Oh, sick. That is a 9.
In slow motion, as you're sitting at this table with Lantern, you suddenly hear a kind of pause as everything falls silent except for the scraping of kind of forks and knives on plate as Lantern continues to eat her dinner. But the wall spontaneously regenerates itself, bricks flying back into place, the cannonball flying out as if the scene reverses itself. And she says, "See you soon." Did you wake up?
Bye, Lynn.
And then movement. I jumped the fuck off the ship.
I'm gonna say roll acrobatics check because part of movement is go to tiller, investigate
yeah,
for
fair.
Candle.
No.
Okay, you get to the edge of the ship with the rest of your movement.
Okay.
And that's your turn. That's Merowyn. It's the command group. They are going to make concentration checks. They'll pass. That ozone feeling goes away. Selwyn.
Run the rest of the way. Pick up the big scroll. Run the west of the way.
The west of the way up to the main deck. You want the west of the way up to the main deck.
main deck.
Oh.
Oh, whoa.
And
And
then
then you die. Then I kill you.
try to jump. See if I can make it so that I can jump off.
Roll a athletics check to see how much speed you can get on the stairs up, because the stairs up is most of your movement. Is
That
actually
is
all
all-
of your movement,
That is fair.
because you got little stompy legs.
Blebix is a 4.
You manage to barely catch up with Merowyn, and he also reaches the edge of the ship, and you're both looking at each other like, man, we really need to get longer legs or something.
And then I'm gonna take my action.
Nope, action was dash.
Action. Oh, okay. Dash.
Action was dash to
Okay.
get this far.
Then sort of look and line up, try and remember where the barrel
You
was.
start thinking about geometry, and that's your turn.
Well.
Guns and ships. Bop bop bop.
Bye, bye.
Ba ba ba
Ba ba na na.
Ba, ba, ba.
ba ba ba.
Yeah, your ship is hit really hard. It bucks beneath your feet as you feel 3 shuddering impacts into the lower decks of the ship, and she starts to slow down right as the front of the ship makes impact. Everybody, please roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, I'm good on Dex.
You
Dex makes
Don't
me
have to. You're still prone and under a pile of.
Yes!
Actually, no. Still roll it with
I was
disadvantage.
gonna say.
I went from not having to rolling a
That is
disadvantage.
actually my total.
Dexterity
Give me
checks.
a
Make the rogue happy. Dexterity
Dex
checks.
checks.
Saves.
Makes the
Saves.
rogues happy.
Okay.
13.
13,
11.
11,
24.
24. What'd you get?
I crit failed again!
Splinter above you gets dislodged. Falls on you for 4 damage of stab. Sorry, it's more like a shard of wood that's like this long. It's a
I'm like,
splinter.
Ow!
Commoner.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so you get lightly stabbed. You're a little impaled right now, currently,
Ow.
and half buried under wooden rubble
Ow.
and mess.
Ow.
It's your turn. Your ship has stopped
I
moving.
would like to unburden myself.
Athletics check. Or a wisdom check for therapy if you're trying to unburden yourself in that manner.
I'm not ready for that one.
Oh, mood.
You say athletics?
Athletics.
Athletics.
Wow. Weird turn of events. That was a crit.
Hey, better than the
Candle
met
leaps
anyone-
from the rubble.
Never met anyone who crits or crit fails more than Aaron.
It's delightful. You, with your action, successfully remove yourself from the pile of rubble, and you stand up and you see that your ship has in fact crashed into the other ship, although not nearly as violently as you might have hoped. And you see the two halfling boys off on the right, and Shadow is up also on the gun deck. Your ship is lightly on fire, and that's kind of the status. You have movement.
Can I move to jump off with them?
You have enough movement to jump off.
I will jump off.
Yeet! She jumps over you.
I dive. I'm bleeding profusely, but I
That's the
don't
direction.
care.
Yeah. So, which direction were you guys pointing intending to dive?
What side was the
Shore.
barrel on?
Towards shore. You're kind of in a bay. The barrel was midships on the port side.
Port side. Okay. At least in my mind geography, that's where we're going.
Okay,
off of.
on the port side. The shore is on most sides, so you're on the
Okay,
port side.
yeah.
But that's also away from the cookout, as far as the shore goes. Away from the base.
Would I be able to rage?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
As a bonus action, you can rage.
As a bonus action, I rage, which also
Roll
means-
wild surge.
Wild surge!
Wild surge. Rage table.
Whee!
And then she
both die.
she explodes.
No, she kills us.
That'd be really funny.
I mean,
She rages midair. She rages midair as she's diving into the water.
So
Depends
I
what the range is.
okay.
The rage range? Oh yeah, because she does
What-
do
what
that
happens?
necrotic
Hold on.
happening. Tell me about it.
You teleport up to 20 feet to an unoccupied space you can see.
She jumps.
Until your rage ends, you
Yeah.
can activate this
Yep.
effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action.
She jumps over you. She's midair, and then she just bloop, and appears in the water directly ahead of her, because that's funnier.
Exactly where she would have gone.
Or actually, no. Let me rephrase. Directly down in the water. So it's dive. Bloop. Not nearly as far as you wanted.
just fucking
I didn't
Bethesda
wanna-
glitches
I
into
didn't
the
want-
water.
yeah.
A splash!
And you have so dive. On your right is the ship you are approaching. Behind you is your ship. Both of them are in the process of taking on water.
Yeah.
One of them is very, very on fire at this point as that fire is spread. And it's getting warm, you three. Shadow, it's your turn.
Do I see anybody on the deck of the other ship?
Oh, so many people. So many people.
Bye!
Do any of them look magey? Because we did smell the ozone.
If you would like to use your turn to make an investigation check, you can determine.
No,
as
I'm just
such.
running. I'm dashing off the. I'm running off the ship.
There's a
diving
lot
into
of
the water.
folks. It's very crowded. It's very hard to see.
I just want to dive off our ship.
Yeah, you dive off following Candle?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. Splaploosh. You successfully so do. Medawin.
Oh, I feel like shit healing word myself.
I'm proud of you.
And I follow. And then action, I'm gonna hide underwater.
Okie dokie. Stealth check.
Oh, yes.
Nice.
Good D4. Stealth check. Not good D20. 14.
You still no, you use my
Okay.
magic.
Yeah.
Delightful. That's your turn.
Stealth check.
It is the command group's turn. And suddenly, Shadow, as you are still in the water, you're the only one on the ship. You're the one who sees this. As you look to your right, you see on the main deck of the ship whatever magical ritual really kind of kick into high gear as this big kind of shark skull kind of conjures itself in the air. This thing is probably a 15-foot wide jaw. And it just manifests floating in the air, tethered by this glowing black kind of inky tendril, anchoring it to the center of the ship, around which you now can pick out 3 individual people wreathed in magical fire who are in charge of conjuring this beast, and it rockets towards your ship. Please roll a dex save.
Well, that's not ideal.
This massive spectral shark head chomps its way towards you.
There you go.
16?
You successfully be like, "Oh, fuck," and you fall off the side of the ship as this, basically, it's this image of a shark takes a bite out of your ship and phases through the wood and seems to dive into the lower decks. You fall into the water with a splash, please roll a con save, as you do not land gracefully in the water.
Swear to God,
Dive.
if this turns into Jaws, I'm going to cry.
I'm so sorry.
No, please
Yeah.
don't.
Kendall teleports into the water. Shadow and I gracefully dive.
What's your con
23.
save? You do not take fall damage from landing on your back in the water.
Is it my turn next?
That it is.
Can I do this like as I'm falling?
Yeah, I think yes.
Because I want, as I'm like falling and as like everything lines up, I want to cast lightning bolt through the barrel towards their ship.
Roll Arcana. That's not how angles work, though.
Huh?
Basically, so you're following. The ship is on your right.
Yeah. We're
Yes.
crashing through them.
So
I'm
you're
falling here.
looking at it.
I'm going
If you're
basically.
falling, if you
like,
want to catch
here
the
and
barrel,
zip, like-
yeah, Arcana check to see if you can do that. Because
Well,
it's
I
not
thought
really.
we jumped off of the back of our ship.
Yeah.
You jumped off the side of your ship
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
it was we were by the rudder.
by the tiller.
To the,
Yeah, which is at the back of the ship, right?
Vaguely. Let's
So
see.
I'm trying to do a
Roll-
little
roll
diagonal
Arcana.
through.
Roll Arcana. See how well your plans line up with this fake reality.
That is halfling lucky. That is cocked. I can live with that. I have your bardic. I do indeed. That is beautiful. 27.
27. So you successfully kind of pick out where that barrel was, and you zap a lightning bolt in the ship, and then you land in the water. We'll get back to that. As there is another volley of cannon fire aimed at the ship that none of you really experience as those 3 remaining cannons go off. And then there's a brief kind of silence at the end of the round as that shark head kind of emerges, phases back up through the main deck of the ship, and there is this horrible kind of screeching roar that is kind of cut short as this crackling static electrical energy climbs up that black tendril, and that shark head goes poof. And then so too does both ships. Everybody please roll a Constitution saving throw as a massive explosion overtakes everybody.
Oh no!
I'm sorry, we're doing a.
Con save.
Con save.
You're raging, and you can see it coming. Does that give you advantage or no?
No.
No,
Damn it.
It's only on strength
It's
stuff.
only on strength stuff. Yeah, con saves, everybody, all around.
Uncanny dodge.
Nope. So much. 3, fail, crit, pass,
7.
fail,
Crit.
pass. I guess it's a crit to win.
We did the work here. We did our work keeping them alive.
Yeah.
Now it's their turn to return
Yeah.
the favor. That's a lot of dice.
And down go the healers.
Then down go the
Hey,
healers.
I have healing word.
Do you?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, please survive
Can I
this.
teleport away?
I love you so much. So if you passed, you take 0 damage. If you failed, you take 20 thunder damage
I'm
I'm
very
down.
down.
as it shockwave resonates throughout the water and air, and it's almost pure overpressure. As this is happening, you are kind of all knocked back, and Candle teleports away. And Candle, it's your turn, please. What's your passive perception?
A number? 15.
You see near you, kind of like off to your left, is Shadow slowly sinking unconsciously into the water.
Can I
Wouldn't I float? Float?
Yes. No. Wind got knocked out of you,
Oh.
and you're all wet, and also it's more dramatic this way.
Oh shit.
Also, you have equipment and shit.
I would like to pick
You
up.
got
None of my equipment's heavy.
I would like to
Metal is heavy.
grab the soggy.
I'm not wearing armor.
Give swords. No worries.
Pick
Let's
up
keep
the,
going.
you pick up the kitty,
Pick up the soggy kitty.
the soggy cat. You were also still in the water, so it's more like you lift the soggy cat
Yes.
out from sinking.
And then I want to gently backpedal, keeping my eye out on the ship and trying to be as quiet as possible, keeping your head above.
What ship? Athletics check, please.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
They like actually exploded.
It like exploded. It's like some Michael
That's
Bay
harsh.
shit.
22.
Yeah.
You start kind of back swimming towards shore with a Shadow unconscious in your arms. Shadow, death save.
10.
Pass.
I say. "Purr, purr."
If I was conscious, I would hit you.
That's your turn. You find yourself kind of face down in an Arctic tundra. The wind is howling above you. You stand up and you begin to wander.
As yes.
Merwin.
Yes, I do.
Indeed.
2.
Buddy!
You fail. You find yourself falling down a long,
More.
deep, straight tunnel. You can see cut-off ruins flash past you, and then transitions slowly to cave systems and geologic layers of rock as you are seeming to be falling back through time. Selwyn, what do you do? What's your passive perception first?
11.
11? You don't see anyone. Your confusion and kind of just general disorientation from the explosion and landing flat on your ass on the water means that you can barely get above the water's surface.
I try to look around
Investigation check.
into the water and around.
Roll it.
I have disadvantage, don't I?
Yes, you do.
20.
You locate the gently, just beneath the surface, bobbing body of Shemaine Man Marilyn.
How far away is he?
He's about 25-ish feet away.
I cast Healing Word on him.
Okay.
At a 3rd level because that's the only spell slot I have left.
Must be nice. Roll the dice. 3d4 plus charisma. Roll the dice. Okay. What?
Got you.
To have a healer on your side.
She's upset with me, she is.
Yeah, sure. That is going to be 12.
Cool.
Must be nice to have a conscious healer.
As you're falling through this long, long tunnel, you suddenly reach the bottom and poof,
did
you
a
wake
good
up.
job. I'm proud of you.
I have 5 health.
Surprise!
And
There's
then I
a
start
little
making my way over to like
athletics check, by the way.
exhaustedly.
Athletics check to swim.
9.
You tread water. You don't get anywhere.
Okay. I call over. Help!
Yep. That's
Need somebody!
That's Selwyn's turn. Kindle. Everybody!
I hear help.
Wants to be.
You do well. I don't know. Roll a perception check, actually, to see if you hear help. Your ears are still ringing a little bit.
16.
Yeah, you hear help amidst the splashes and splishes and splashes.
Question.
Answer.
Can I bonus action teleport with a cat?
Roll a check
What?
that has Arcana attached to it.
Okay.
Arcana na 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 ba with the ba.
Arcane banana.
18.
Yes, you successfully catport. An athletics check to get towards the location of help.
Yeah, I
as-
want to go in the direction
Yeah.
of sound.
of sound.
So, wait, what did... Athletics? did you say?
Athletics.
21.
By the end of Candle's turn, she is within 15 feet of you, both, kind of
Okay.
halfway between you. And Shadow, you are wandering the Arctic tundras. Roll a
Yes.
death save.
9.
Mark failure.
Yep.
And you distantly see a lone humanoid figure, also seemingly wandering.
Humanoid. Do I recognize what sort of humanoid?
It's
or
hard
just
to tell.
Vague shape in the distance.
Fake shape in the middle distance. Do you approach?
Sure.
Sweet.
Yeah.
It's like that scene from Finding Nemo.
Oh, with the whale.
Well, you think it's a fish, it's like, oh no, big fish.
Very big whale.
Except
Okay,
it's
Meadowin.
wow.
Traditional greeting.
I'll
of
look around.
Roadrunners.
Just see
You see your party, one of whom is being carted around like a sack of bricks.
healing word.
As you're wandering towards this cloaked figure, it begins to turn towards you, but before you can see its face,
Nice.
come back to yourself. You're a soggy kitty.
9 health.
You are a soggy kitty with
For
9
the
health.
second time today.
9 health.
Yep.
And then sure, I weakly say it. Just start. Or
Swim speeding.
Help!
oh, I heard the help. I guess I start heading that way first.
Yeah, so you can reach this creature and prevent him from drowning if you'd
Yeah.
like. You successfully prevent your brother from drowning.
Oh, thanks. I appreciate it.
Selwyn.
Grand taught us both how to swim.
Hey, I'm tired. You notice I'm not drowning yet.
Roll a disadvantage athletics check because of their exhaustion.
Halfling Loki. Much better. 7. Not much better, but better.
It's gonna take your action on your next turn to prevent him from still drowning.
Yep.
You're gonna need to babysit him. I'm so sorry. And lastly, as you guys start heading to shore, it's gonna be one last situation. So, are you carrying anybody, Kendall, or are you gonna swim on your own?
He
I
grabbed
am.
the-
I am conscious now, technically.
Just carrying the group, I guess. I'll carry
Roll
Drowning one.
an athletics check for your swim back to shore.
I was just swimming back. Hey, Kendall, you got this. Bardic.
20.
Don't even need it.
You are a strong swimmer. Shadow, athletics check for swimming.
I could have used some bark.
Gave your bardic to the wrong neighborhood.
A 5.
A 5. You gain 2 levels of exhaustion.
Fair. Remind me what that does.
It's
2 levels is going to be halves your move speed.
Yeah.
Disadvantage on skills and halves your move speed.
Okay.
And only 1 level of exhaustion goes away on a long rest.
Yes,
Yep.
I know.
You're being carried, but you're still going through it. Please, instead of an athletics check, a con save. Please roll.
Is this to remain conscious?
Something like that.
That's solid. 21.
Yes, you successfully remain conscious and do not gain an additional level of exhaustion.
I'm gonna go ahead and Shadow's falling a little bit behind. It looks like.
Yeah.
Shadow, I believe in you. Come on.
You successfully prevent him from drowning.
Bardic.
Yeah, Shadow's like.
Yes,
like
you expend a
attempting to dodge
bardic
paddle.
to prevent him from drowning. Because ordinarily, below 10 athletics check on swimming is you're not swimming anymore. So you successfully prevent him from drowning with that. Figured. So
I swim speed.
you do swim speed. You are also instrumental in Shadow's non-drowning fate.
Just swim underneath Shadow.
And at the end of about
Use my tail as a fin.
an egregiously long 10-ish minute swim, as you guys have to take it a bit slow, you make it to shore. One by one by one. And it's all you can do to get above the high tide line before you kind of collapse in a bit of a heap.
Yeah.
We should.
Tree line.
I want to teleport.
There's no tree line.
That only lasts for a minute.
Oh no! I'm no longer teleporting.
So you are in a sheltered anchorage. On all sides there is sheer basaltic cliffs. Although there seem to be scattered natural caves
Yeah, I was
throughout.
gonna ask for that. Any little alcoves that we can duck into?
Investigation, you. You have disadvantage because of all of the things that are happening to you.
Makes sense.
Nice. Fine, 21.
Okay. You find not so much alcove as it is like bend in the cliff wall that's sheltered from sight. And you collapse, all of you, in a heap. And you'll wake up tomorrow morning. And we're going to resume after a brief intermission. We're going to call it a solid 20 minutes.
Okay.
And we will see you then as they wake up and deal with the consequences of their actions. we've taken a long rest, both in and out of, how you say, the fiction, yes, the narrative. We have taken a rest. And so, the sun dawns over the edge of this cliff-bestrewn anchorage, and as you guys slowly kind of wake up, more or less recovered from your escapades last night, you see a bay in a pretty chaotic state. It seems like a lot of the workers who are in progress of building the base have left. There is a lot of leaving that has happened and is still happening. It seems like there's a couple dozen folks still at that formerly known as cookout spot that seem to be loading a bare minimum of supplies into ships, little small schooners, that are setting out on just kind of, it seems like a random track, although there seems to be some people who are still continuing activities at the foot of the base, but that is a ways away from where you currently are in your mildly sheltered sleep spot on the other side of the bay. What do you do?
With a drunken sailor?
I think you shave his balls with a rusty razor.
With a Klondike bar?
Yikes.
Shadow's not feeling great.
I think we should sneak on the base now.
I think this is our time to get into the base.
Oh.
What were we looking for in base again?
Plans.
Plans, yeah?
Plans and ideally a lead as to where to go next when hunting down the Admiral.
Okay,
As
yeah,
otherwise,
yeah.
if you don't do that, the Demon Lord's gonna fuck you up real bad.
Yep. I was
Just
trying
real
to figure that out.
Just so
Remember
very
that.
bad.
Alright, well, so we had plans involving invisibility, I remember that.
Oh yeah. Making
yeah.
me invisible
Jeez.
specifically because I am a red demon.
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 Demon,
Demon.
mon.
So, hi. My name's Candle and I like warm hugs.
So let's sneak around in the jungle to get as close to the base as possible, and then we start casting spells.
Yeah.
Let it. Okay.
So to get to the jungle, you'd have to climb a cliff.
Yeah, we'd have to go all the way up the cliff.
I have a climb speed.
I don't.
Speed.
I'm also athletic. So.
This is what got me my level of exhaustion last
I'll
time.
carry you.
Up the cliff?
Yes.
Do you have a little baby Bjorn?
Can
I have rope.
Tie him on.
Tie him on.
Okay, whoever's doing the tying, roll sleight of hand check to tie Selwyn
I got
to
sleight of hand.
Candle.
Unless, how's your sleight of hand looking?
It's decent, but yours is probably better.
How about I help you out with a little bardic?
I will
I'll
help.
take a bardic. What's
I'll give a
bardic?
help action.
Help action and
Advantage and a d6.
bardic? Advantage and a d6. Okay.
Help action is advantage.
Okay. D6 is a 4. That's going to be okay. Sleight of hand is dexterity. Or yeah, sleight of hand is dexterity. So it's going to be 8.
It's not that hard.
9, 10.
You just got a bow at the bottom of bang bang.
Oh, so that's 10. Okay, so 28.
28. As
It's a little baby.
with a 50-foot length of rope, Shadow makes use of all of it as Selwyn finds himself absolutely cinched. Tummy or back, baby Bjorn?
Back, I think, because you're climbing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are facing out to sea.
Let's go, baby Yoda.
Boda, as they say.
I'm the map.
On the map. So everyone but Selwyn, and by everyone but Selwyn, I mean you two. Please make athletics or acrobatics.
I have a climb
checks.
speed.
Oh, sorry, just you. Athletics.
You
or
got this,
acrobatics.
Candle.
Okay.
Bardic.
You have Bardic. It's a D8, I think.
I don't.
Yeah, his-
Just to be clear, I don't have. I don't have like disadvantage or anything.
No,
because
it's just regular,
yes,
just
'cause
raw.
I carry a lot.
It's just a DC.
I'm
that is
also
slightly
not
higher
that
than
heavy.
average.
We're like 30 pounds.
Yeah, my hammer probably weighs more than that.
No, your hammer definitely is not 30 pounds. That'd
Okay.
be stupid.
What was the bardic that you gave
D8.
me?
D8.
I'm gonna use
And
it.
if you fail the check, this is for my bardic in general. If you fail the check with my bardic, you keep it.
Oh, that's interesting.
Fun little thing.
That is a fun little thing.
Bardic is only used on success.
Mine is used regardless.
Yeah.
I got a 23.
You successfully, just very athletically, like, climb. It's as if you are a model in a climbing ad and you are reaching to one and then kind of humping yourself up, and then these two clowns are just like, doo-doo-doo, just go scaling a cliff, that's how I go. And it just doesn't look cool at all for them,
Yes.
because it's just another
Wait,
day.
important question. You know how we
Finger
said
rolls are fine.
you
They're
know how
handles.
we said I was maybe gonna be invisible? Just to be clear, I am not currently invisible,
No.
right?
No.
So this is not just a floating.
Boing, 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 ding, 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 da, da, ding, ding. Bop,
Hey,
bop,
hey,
bop.
someone.
What?
Keep an eye out. Do you think anyone notices us?
Yeah. No, since I'm looking out over the bay, I want to keep my eye out the whole time.
Perception check.
Since you're strapped to the back. Of
Yeah,
the-
basically.
Ah, that good old backstrap.
5.
You don't see anyone noticing you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
It's just an ongoing low level of
There's a cat.
activity at that base camp at the bottom of the half-constructed base.
I would like to put some effort into, like, being quiet.
Noted.
And because, trust me, some climbers are very loud.
Thank God. So you successfully do not make a big screaming production of hupping yourself up this cliff. Okay, next one. And that's how you do it. That's climbing, baby. It's a technique, or as I like to say, a technique. You get to the top of the cliff.
Okay.
So let's sneak through the jungle and get decently close before I cast invisibility on you.
Roll survival.
All of us?
Yes. Well, maybe except Selwyn. Depends on if he's still tied to you.
Oh, you're still tied to me. I'm
You don't have to roll shit.
You're stunned with me. I'm sorry.
Survival.
What'd you get?
Okay.
Sweet. Selwyn unties himself, goes, pets an ocelot, and then comes back, reties himself.
Perfect.
17.
17?
Cat noise.
That's sassy. She's not a camera cat. That's sassy. We love her. Very much.
Hey, Shadow. 14 plus math.
Typically equals number.
18, 19, 20, 21.
Oh, number.
Math.
At the end of math, you get
That's
number.
how math do.
Math
apparently.
do be like that number. Though.
Math.
This one math was
do.
numbers.
What are you talking about? Tigger, stop eating the cables.
Oh, is our camera? No, our camera's
Cameras
okay.
are fine, but the cables are in danger.
Oh boy.
So you successfully navigate your way through the jungle towards the kind of. Actually, who's leading the group.
Me.
I
So me.
feel like I would.
Both of you roll investigation.
Yeah, I feel like the ranger should lead, but I mean, who
Only
am I to
reason
say?
I say so is because I'm carrying the backpack.
Investigation 11.
What's your investigation, O Barbarian?
16.
Between the two of you, you actually find a small kind of cave entrance in this it's a very steep hill, effectively. That's very heavily forested and jungled. There's a small earthy cave entrance that seems to have some crates and barrels stacked just past the inside of it.
Invisibility me.
Let's put him down. If you're going invisible.
I mean, if his legs are broken, I suppose that's the only option. Bang! Put him down.
Can I untie?
Yes,
Yeah.
you can. You successfully untie.
The knots are too well done.
Well, I want to retrieve my rope, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I cast invisibility. Kendall is now invisible.
And I would like to go investigate the cave.
You-
Yeah, we go check out the cave.
Check out the cave.
You love the cave.
Are you checking it out sneakily?
Yes, I'm invisible.
Well, just because you're invisible don't mean you're doing
I'm
stuff.
trying to be sneaky.
Everyone,
Clank.
stealth! You have advantage.
Wait, is everyone going to check out the cave?
Or is it just Candle?
I was going to.
I
also.
was
Oh,
supposed to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So everybody.
Candle's like, I'm
You don't
just
get to be
invisible.
the only one who has fun.
Stealth?
Stealth!
With advantage?
You have advantage. Starting with Candle, as she is the first one to the cave, on account of she said she was going to the cave first.
Makes sense.
Candle. Stealth.
Stealth is an 18.
18. Shadow.
29?
9.
23.
9.
This is why we can't have nice things.
9.
No!
So,
9.
Candle, as you step into the cave, you hear a faint sound of clattering and of wood sliding against each other and just kind of a generic sounds of movement deeper in the cave. Now that you're in it, you can faintly see the morning sun streaming in, and it illuminates that this cave is about a pretty decently wide room, maybe about 30 feet from end to end, and only about 10 feet tall, faintly domed-ish ceiling. It seems to be naturally formed, although there is very obviously crates of various supplies stacked neatly in this cave. There's also a path leading further in, and it seems to be sloping down before taking a sharp right turn. And it seems to be around that turn from which the sounds of movement are coming. One by one, your compatriots stream into the cave, and Selwyn, kind of as he's walking in, just brushes a hand along a barrel, and something on top of it kind of shifts, and there's a clatter as some like rope and spars and seems like spare parts for a ship fall off the barrel, and there's a sudden cessation of the sound that is deeper in the cave.
First of all, I want to silently wave to the sunlight.
You so do, silently and invisibly.
Yes.
You wave at the
But
sunlight.
she knows.
Sure.
And then I want to keep going forward because I'm invisible, stay close to the wall, and see if I can see who is down there.
Okay, everyone else, what are you doing?
Do we hear people heading this way now?
What's your passive perception?
16.
16.
11.
You don't hear shit. There is silence.
Well, I'm still pretty stealthed.
Yeah.
I
So
guess
you
I'm
are.
just gonna
keep
get
going
off to
forward.
the side.
Keep creeping forward off to the
Yeah.
side.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Keep creeping on.
Creeping is a strong word. So, as you guys slowly, carefully proceed forward in the silence candle, you stick your head around this sharp corner in the cave system. You see another similar room, this one more longer and hallway feeling of the cave, and you see more crates and barrels stacked up along one side, making it so that it's only one person can, it's like a single person hallway, effectively, most of which is blocked off by crates and barrels stacked up on one side, and upon careful inspection you see that a crate is actually open, and some of its supplies are scattered across the ground, and other than that you don't see anything.
So there is no one.
No one there. What's your passive perception?
15.
There's no one there.
I'm so uncomfortable. I'm going to. What type of barrel? Like, is
Wooden.
it? How big are the barrels?
I would call it a pretty standard barrel size on you. It goes up to about the bottom of your rib cage, and it's about 1.5 feet in radius.
Okay. Are they stacked or is it just
Two
barrels?
to 3 high,
Okay.
depending. And so there's also some crates
Yeah.
that seem to be 4x4 foot wise,
Could
4x4x4 cubes.
get on top of the nearest crate?
You sure can. Sneakily or like?
Sneakily.
Okay, that I'm gonna call it another advantage stealth check, as you try to gingerly hop up on a crate.
Don't do me wrong. That's gonna be 21.
You successfully, sneakily, hip hop hoppity up on to a crate.
Yes.
Everyone else is sneaking slowly forward. Who's in the lead of your threes groups?
Now that we're in the cave,
Sure. Yeah, I'll take lead.
You're in the lead. You poke your head around the hallway, and you see nothing except for a long, narrow hallway of barrels and crates and caves. And it's intermittently lit by like shielded lanterns.
Okay.
But it's pretty consistent dim light, except for within 10 feet of the lanterns where it is bright light, and you just see a long empty hallway. Half unpacked crate about 40 feet down.
I'm gonna keep creeping towards the half unpacked crate.
Okay.
I'm hoping my 29 stealth will hold here. We'll see.
You following? You hanging back?
I'm gonna hang back a little bit.
I follow.
Okay. So the two of you kind of creep forward. Candle, about how close did you get to the unpacked crate before you hopped up on a crate in weight?
I'm gonna say maybe 15 feet.
Okay. So
I'm gonna hang back and keep like an eye on like what's going on.
keep a weather eye out. Both of you two roll perception as you approach the half unpacked crate.
No.
10.
Less than that.
Delightful.
Do we sneak past each other?
just really wants to eat the bag.
Nama nama.
We both have decent
There's like nothing in
stealth
there.
checks.
Yeah.
As you sneakily
There's
proceed
someone just hiding in the crate.
down the hallway, you creep up on the crate. Don't notice anything. It seems like it was generic travel supplies. There was some raw leather scraps and some, like, just generic supplies, some ropes, some pitons. It seems half unpacked and is otherwise kind of unattended. As you and Shadow take another step past the crate, please both of you roll a dex save as a pile of barrels falls on you.
How the fuck did they see us?
Well, you see, it's because you stopped in front of the crate. And also they knew what to look for. I love you so much.
My
But
29 stealth?
Your 29 stealth doesn't protect you in
From eyes.
a hallway where they can see you and you didn't see them. I love you so much. 10?
The question is, did they notice me?
26.
26. You successfully dive out of the way of this barrel pile. You unsuccessfully do not dive.
Crush.
You're besmooshed. 3 barrels. You take 7 bludgeoning damage as this pile of barrels lands on you and you are knocked prone. And behind that pile of barrels is a singular sailor-looking fellow who is just like, poof, and he sees Shadow dive out to the side and he's just like, oh.
Was that
Dear.
the best plan? Motherfucker. Was safe.
We'll see. He got a 24.
Yeah.
I think it was decent. What do you think, Shadow?
I don't, as I inflict wounds
He's
him.
the next one. Is what he is. What is this con save, yes?
No, just roll a hit, I think.
Ooh! Hit to roll.
Let me
Where
check it real
exactly
quick.
is he?
He's about 15 feet ahead of you.
Yeah, it's just a roll a hit on my head.
Similarly perched on a crate. And he was formerly behind a stack of barrels, so you'd have to get back into the hallway, run past Shadow, and then go for in-range melee smacks.
How far away from me?
About 35-ish feet.
19 necrotic damage.
Oh god, it was a bad plan! Candle, it's your turn.
So technically I have a chain that has a 15 feet range.
You'd have to get you don't have line of sight on
I
him
don't
quite
have
yet.
line of sight. Oh, that's important.
Yeah, because there's a bunch of barrels and crates. Also,
Chaos. I barrel into the barrels in order
Roll an
to try to
athletics
get
check.
them to roll over
Been
and
nice
hit
knowing
him.
you.
athletics check. Athletics check. Check your athletics, and what do they say?
Is this lesser invisibility?
Yes.
Does this count as an attack?
Yes.
Okay.
Rip.
25.
You smack some barrels, and he has to make a dex save, and he fails the dex save. Please roll 4d6 for me, please. As Candle suddenly pops into visibility.
Sorry. How many d6s am I
4.
rolling? Four. Just one more.
One more. Give me the total.
My total. 17.
He gets buried under a massive cascade of barrels, boxes, crates, and ropes and other miscellaneous supplies, and as he falls, beaten, bloodied, and bludgeoned to death, he says, "At least you didn't ask my name." Bleh. And he dies.
Someone else.
Oh, well. Bastard.
Um,
That's what
Anyways,
he gets for trying to see me.
should we go over to that crate, take a length of rope, and just stash it?
Plus 25 feet rope.
Cool.
Get to inventory. You add it to your egregiously large adventuring backpacks that seem to disappear whenever it's convenient.
Great.
what else is in this room?
A bunch of supplies and crates. It's a long hallway full of supplies. A lot of it is wood and canvas.
Are
Some
there
of
any
it
candles?
pitch. Roll investigation to find some candles.
I have a thought on the way out. We burn everything
17.
in
Make a
there.
big ass bomb.
You do find a brace of candles that you find. You have 6 lit candles in your hand, like the world's weirdest torch.
It's like the wax is
Do we
like.
maybe not want to have open flame right now?
They don't go out.
In fact, they get bigger. That'll be I think, dexterity-based attack roll.
Okay.
Am I proficient?
No.
21.
He blows out a singular candle.
Candle, we should put those out right now.
Another one bites the dust.
Sorry.
Another one. You have 6 partially burned candles in your inventory. They are the long kind of candlestick type of situations.
Absolutely.
Like the type that about 3 weeks ago Ebenezer Scrooge lit and
Yes.
then left lit, and so that when he's wandering through the hallways at
Yes.
midnight, it's like this big, and he
Yep.
has a little floppy hat,
Yep.
and it's a little thin candle.
Yeah.
Actually, guy's armor doesn't have any.
What armor? No
Oh, you mean
armor.
armor.
He's a sailor.
Any symbols on his clothes?
The symbol of bad stitching.
Okay, but no specific clothing.
No
The symbol
specific.
of my rapier stabbing into him.
You inflicted wounds. You didn't bestab him.
Yeah.
Well, it's a melee attack.
Yeah.
A rapier.
Oh,
It just the next time you make a melee, it says make a melee attack.
Was it? Is it melee attack?
Spell
roll?
attack?
Guys, do you want to
Melee
make me
spell.
invisible again, or can you not do that?
Anyways,
Uh,
you stab him with a rapier real bad.
I
That's very
can, but
Why though?
If we make you invisible, you're gonna have to
What if I
we're gonna have to
start
ask you to
not attack or do much.
until we're ready to actually go into action.
You have to ask yourself: is it worth it to be invisible if you can't do shit about it?
If not, I'll take the invisibility.
The sun is the giver of light. Light is what makes things visible. I think I struggle with the invisibility thing.
All right, I'm gonna make you invisible again. Don't do anything unless one of us says candle help. Because.
Oh,
And I cast invisibility.
Candle is been visibled.
we have been blessed by the gods.
Let's
Are you kidding me? He is blessed by you.
Yikes.
We have been blessed.
Okay, you find your way, and this is kind of basically supply caverns is the zone of the base in which you are, until eventually you reach a kind of vertical shaft. On one side of it is a rickety wooden staircase, kind of in flights going zigzagging up. This vertical shaft on one side is that volcanic rock that you recognize from the cliffs, and the other is kind of packed earth reinforced with the occasional wooden cross brace and some veins of that volcanic stone, but not nearly as prevalent. And it seems like there's also a makeshift elevator that is not currently on this floor. There's a shaft for it with 2 big wooden pillars, pulley systems, the whole 9 yards, and it is not currently on this floor. There's a long staircase headed up.
I look in the elevator shaft and look if it's up or down.
It doesn't go down. You're on the lowermost level.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it look like there's space next to the pulley system?
There's stairs. There are stairs that go up in this vertical shaft. It's not so much an elevator shaft as an elevator assembly next to stairs in a big, vertical
Okay.
enclosed space.
Well, guess we take the stairs.
Or you could climb the elevator pulley system if you really, 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 really want.
How's the climbing speed?
You could.
Might as well take the stairs.
Thank
It's easier.
God.
We start climbing as the elevator. Oh God!
Okay, you start climbing the stairs, and about 2 flights up, you see that there is a doorway leading out of the stairs into the cliffside, further, effectively deeper into the base proper. But the staircase continues up and up and up. It's probably a good 150-foot tall staircase, Sitsuasian.
I just want to check it out.
Okay.
Shadow, lead the way.
Doop 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 doop.
I realized that no one can see my gestures.
Nope.
Nuh-uh.
You have to speak if you want to be heard.
That's generally how you get heard.
You head into this secondary level, and immediately the tone of the space around you shifts from that kind of earthy, cavernous feel towards very well crafted and smoothly cut rock hallways. This is very capably cut out of this rocky cliffside. And it's a pretty rectangular hallway for a bit, and you seem to be in a partially finished and distinctly unpopulated crew quarters zone.
Okay.
There are several rooms with partially or just in pieces bunk bed assemblies, There is effectively storerooms. Eventually, you come across a probably what was supposed to be a mess hall. You can see several long benches and a cat. And sorry, and the kitchen area.
Doing so well.
And it's otherwise seems like this area is empty. And on the far side, you actually see that there might be some rooms that are open to the air, to the other side of the cliff. And you can faintly hear the sounds of activity on the beach once you get further this way.
Yeah, I think we're gonna keep moving.
Okay.
So there doesn't appear to be anyone in this room.
This whole section, this lower floor.
Or this, yeah.
Crew quarters.
The Kree.
The crew. As you head back up the staircase, you climb a little more, and everybody roll perception. Climbing the stairs as you go up a couple more flights.
There we go.
Why is my perception so bad? Actually,
Sloppy 20.
Sloppy Tony.
Sloppy 20.
15.
As you're the only one who didn't say sloppy 20, I'm going to be talking to you first, because I love you the most currently. You monsters, all of you. You don't notice anything. No, it's basically the higher up you get a weird tingling, and it seems like there's some magical whoozy whatsits that it gets stronger the higher up you go. All of you sloppy 20 bitches. You also hear faint sounds of activity coming from higher up on the staircase.
Do we also feel that like magical resonance?
Yes, there seems to be something magical going on higher up.
Something magic up there. Let's go.
I touch shoulder and I go like,
Whose shoulder are you touching?
your shoulder.
What's up?
I'll go check it out.
Okay. We'll follow at a distance, but we want to stay probably
Stay within
some
line of
distance.
So, Candle, as you follow this feeling and these sounds, you pass another door that seems to lead to a very, very incomplete, maybe future, effectively gun floor. This is where many fixed defenses might have been put in place. However, it is not yet constructed, and there are no weapons nor supplies in it, and it is similarly abandoned. However, as you get towards the top of the cliff, the staircase actually reaches its topmost floor, and this is one of the few doorways that actually has a door in place. And you can hear some faint scraping, and now that you're here, a faint chanting, and the sound of a couple different footsteps all moving around, although it seems like they're not moving very fast, and they are slowly just kind of mumbling their way through something on the other side of this door. And that magical ozone feel is very strong here. What do you do? You're invisible. This door is closed.
And I can't detect magic because I'm invisible.
Yeah, and you kind of, that counts as casting a spell, and the invisibility would drop.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm going to quickly dart back and convey my findings to very softly to the group.
Magic.
Okay.
We can go check it out.
We should probably go check that out. Maybe is there a keyhole on the door or something to peek through?
She didn't know because she forgot to pet check.
I'll go check.
Let's just all. Yeah.
You, one by one, all of you head up. Everyone please roll advantage stealth. Just to double check where the vibes are.
Double advantage.
No. Advantage doesn't stack unless I explicitly say so.
26.
31.
10.
What was yours again?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't say
19? You did say it, I just didn't hear it. You
it. No,
said,
I didn't say it.
Oh, you said teen! I think, which is very weird. But that's okay, we love you anyways. 10!
10.
Tonk, tonk, tonk. Oh, shit. Tonk, 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 tonk. As you plunk your way up this wooden staircase. And as you're at the top of it, it's pretty resonant.
Mm-hmm.
However, between the fact that the rest of you were decently stealthy and whatever's going on the other side of that door seems to have people's full attention, there is no apparent interruption or response in the faint mumbling and shuffling sounds on the other side of the door. As you get to the top of it, you notice that it does have a hefty keyhole, and it seems like a very well-made, solid wooden door. Furthermore, you can tell from visual inspection that it is locked.
Can we peek through the keyhole?
No. It's not a bad door. It's a good door.
Can I cast detect magic on it?
On the door?
Well, on myself, but like.
That's how detect
I
magic
would
works.
love for this to work out for you. However, yes, you cast detect magic on yourself. And you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. So, there is magic. It's on the other side of the door. The door itself does not appear to be magic. However, roll an investigation check.
I can do that. That's a crit.
It seems like within the lock mechanism, there is a strong feeling of magic, but it is heavily muted.
Okay, the lock seems vaguely magical.
Maybe it needs a key.
Maybe it does.
Key.
You know who might have key?
The other guy from back down there.
The guy between under those boxes.
I can run back and check. I think I'm the fastest.
Yeah, you run back and check. We'll go hide on that gun floor. And if people start coming down, we'll follow them.
Roll investigation.
I will run with you. Because
Okay.
I'm also pretty fast.
We'll go to the gun deck.
Roll advantage,
I got your back.
advantage, which cancels out the disadvantage that you'd have from your level of exhaustion.
Okay, so 19.
Beautiful.
Plus something. What's investigation again?
Intelligence.
Intelligent?
In-
20.
A sloppy 20.
Sloppy, dirty 20.
Welcome to the sloppy 20 game,
Ah,
Shadow.
Finally.
We only have pulled pork and
Actually,
barbecue
for him,
sandwiches.
it's a-
Sloppy
it's
Joe.
A soggy 20.
A moist 20.
Soggy.
When I roll it, it's a slutty 20.
A damp.
Because you have to add a lot to it.
It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to achieve and earn a slutty 20. So, you search this man's pockets and you find incomplete deck of playing cards.
Great.
Let's see, some jerky,
Perfect.
dusty.
Nah. Nope.
There's a little bit of blood on it,
Yeah.
and no key because he was a common sailor who came in from the bottom floor, which has beach access, and he is not authorized.
Fair enough. I'll go relay this information.
Do you
I'm
keep
also
any of his stuff?
I don't think I'm going to.
I get the
Skeevy
turkey.
bastard. You get the dusty, bloody jerky?
Yeah.
Gross.
I don't know.
Nah.
Is there any significance to the cards missing?
Not that you can tell.
No.
I love being terrible. You have some nasty, bloody jerky with dust on it. Mark that in your inventory. Do you take a bite out of it? You nasty, nasty girl! Do you take a bite out of the blood jerky?
She just sees something and has to put it in her mouth.
I'm a demon!
Whether a
You're
child
a
or a slut.
tiefling! Do you do it?
What do you do with some bloody jerky?
Well,
What
that-
do you do with some bloody jerky?
What
do you do with some bloody jerky? Tell us, Candle.
Will that make me, like, am I attacking the jerky?
No,
like,
you're not
will that
attacking
make
the
me
jerky. Taking a bite,
uninvincible?
taking a
Depend-
bite out
No.
of something that is
How viciously
mostly
are you eating
by
this
mass
jerky?
intended to be food is not an attack roll.
Okay,
You're not,
great. Yeah.
You pick up some jerky and you bite it and roll a charisma saving throw. I think, because this is what I want to do with your weird, nasty choices.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
What? I haven't eaten. Like, I don't think any of us have eaten.
No, y'all have had breakfast. It was soggy.
It wasn't-
We
wasn't-
have rations.
Soggy rations.
They're still rations.
What were you asking for?
Charisma save.
Soggy
17.
rations was my nickname in high school.
And you take a bite out of it, and it is very just nasty jerky. It tastes bad, it's tough,
Yeah.
and there's that faint coppery tang of
Yeah.
human blood that's
Yeah.
kind of like on it.
Yeah.
And then there's a faint, deep-voiced chuckle in the back of your mind,
Yeah!
and that's what you get.
I giggle inherently.
This is terrifying. Anyways.
A faint, manic giggle echoes throughout this supplies cavern as you are heading back up.
That it
to
weirds
your
me
fish.
out, but like I'm more. I also relay the fact that there was some weird giggling down there when I was trying to loot the corpse.
Guys, it was me.
Okay.
Alright.
The air says, "It was me that was giggling." Hey Tigger, don't you dare! I would just like to present
already
to the
moved.
stream.
Nah, Sabanya.
Bad kid.
I have a thought on the door at least. Since they're going upstairs, we could probably peek under it better.
As you go back upstairs, there's no more sound from the other side of the door. There's still. It seems like you could to try and peek under it. There's some light streaming through it as the morning sun gets closer and closer to high noon. Roll an investigation check.
Yeah, since we have the stairwell there, I can actually get my eyes at.
No, there's a
Investigation's
landing.
20.
Like there's a floor level. You'd have to do some weird acrobatics to
Okay.
have your face kind of even with the bottom of the
I'm
doorway.
just gonna look to see if there's feet around there. 19 investigation.
You see some strange silhouettes. It doesn't seem like anyone is standing directly in front of the door. And there's some objects in the room that are causing the shadows to be weird. And it seems like there are a small hallway and a couple other doorways. This room that you're looking into is not directly looking out over the bay, but it is directly connected. It is at once removed from windowed rooms that are looking out onto the bay.
Once removed from Baywatch.
Yes.
Is there sunlight in the room?
There is the indirect effects of sunlight lighting up the room on the other side of the door that you are on the other side of.
Could I
want to sit down and pray to my goddess and be like,
is there any insight that you could lend to what is in this room?
Roll a religion check. I guess.
soggy 20.
You get a bad feeling about this one. Sorry, one second. Let me do my better Tropic Thunder impression. You got a bad feeling. You get a feeling that there is some
Sweetie,
not.
you're falling out of the camera.
I'm falling out of the camera frame!
You kicked your stand.
I don't need to be in frame. They can hear the dulcet tones of my voice.
Yeah, it'll work. It's good enough.
Am I centered?
You're
You're
ish.
centered, as long as you don't move.
Oh, well.
You
that's
cannot
a wash.
move. Don't do it.
Don't do it. There's some magic that your goddess is not a fan of
Yeah.
the flavors of on the other side of that door. Also, as you make contact with her, there's a faint, ugh, oh, it's you, huh, kind of feeling that you get. We don't have time to unpack all of that. You're doing your own shit. I trust you, but this is all conveyed non-verbally. Anyways, there's some gross magic on the other side. I trust you to handle it or don't, but, don't die or do. You're on your own, but you're powerful. Or are you? You don't know how much of that is your own self-doubt, and how much of that is an external...
so much is my own self-doubt.
So much of that.
Oh, self-doubt just radiates from my pores. So,
There is dark magic on the other side.
Well, I guess we should probably try and get through, figure out what's going on at the base, or else this whole thing will just be a wash. Do we want to unlock the door?
Hey, can you pick locks?
I can give it a try.
Roll.
It was the
Thieves.
lock itself was vaguely magical.
Remind me the check for thieves' tools again.
It's just a d20 plus proficiency or expertise if you have it. I brushed up on the rules. It is not dex plus proficiency. It's a tool check, which does or does not have proficiency, but no other modifiers.
14? How's that sound? Do.
How dare.
Dare. Okay. One moment. As you go about fiddling and picking this lock, it seems like it's a fairly simple mechanism.
Okay.
And you're going through it, and you're messing with tumblers, and you're rotating bits, bobs, and also the other thing. All of the well-known anatomies of a lock. And suddenly there's a click, and at that moment you realize that this lock is both more complex and more well-designed than you were prepared for. And then everybody do please make a constitution save, as from this lock hole, steam, a clouded mist of fog and gross-smelling bad vapors does leak, and fill the space in which you all stand. Constitution
How's a 15
saving
sound?
throw. I don't know.
It's my highest con save this session.
11.
Oof.
17.
17, you say.
22.
Passes? What was yours again?
15.
Passes?
17.
Passes?
11.
Fails! So you all...
Your
Those who passed are taking half damage.
Okay.
Oh, goody.
Oh no.
5 poison damage, so if you have your own resistances to that, what have you, is pre-halved for your convenience. You, 10 poison damage, and you are poisoned for the next 10 minutes.
Das groß.
As this as this
I didn't do shit.
cloud of smoke then quickly dissipates as its magical powers expended. It seems like there was a hidden magical trap in the lock, and as you finish unlocking it, I assume, you realize that parts of it were lead-lined to specifically conceal this magical trap from detect magic.
We all did our best.
The door is unlocked.
Okay.
And I wish I had just an instinctive feel for... this might be menacing. Might not be. I forget. And do you open the door now that you've done it?
Feel better. And healing words. Healing word on
You,
myself.
you regain some health.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna look to the two I can see and just kind of nod as I have hand on the door.
I'd like to tuck back slightly.
Okay, you took as far back as this little stair platform. It's rickety wooden scaffolding, but you're about 15 feet away from the door, almost hangling over this 150-foot drop. That is this vertical shaft, and you swing open the door. And what you see is a lightly disconcerting sight. From the far end of the room, you see the indirect rays of a mid to late morning sun streaming in, throwing everything that's going on in this room in sharp relief.
Okay.
It seems like it once had several tables, desks, kind of in an array in the room, but all of that has been pushed to the side of the walls, and in the center you see something a little worrying. It is a large magical circle painted in blood. And at 3 corners of the sigil on the inside of this magical circle are the bled-dry bodies of several cultists who seem to have been the ones painting this magical circle. And just above, about an inch above the ground, in this bloody glyph, you see a faintly sickly green glow existing in that same pattern. This magic circle is active, and it is humming with a currently leashed pulsating power. And it takes up the whole center of the room, although as soon as you open the door, there's almost like a breath of fetid, rotting wind. The smell of it washes over you, and you feel like it detects your presence.
That's not good.
Nope.
But it doesn't seem to react otherwise.
Okay.
What do you do? It seems like there are 2 doors leading out of this room on the far side. One seems to lead to a hallway, and one seems to lead to an office.
Are all the cultists on the inside dead?
Yes, they are dead.
All of them cultists are
All
dead?
3 of the cultists that you can see are corpses.
Okay.
Corptists.
Corptists. Yes.
There's a joke in there.
Indeed.
Yeah. They are dead death cultists.
Okay.
What do you do?
I don't know anything to do about that. Maybe later we can try and break it, but I don't know how to break a magic circle.
Are there like inscriptions on the magic circle, or is it just blood circle?
There's a sigil, a glyph, some runic shit, but it's not in a flavor that you recognize.
Can I just like trace out the main glyph?
Please
roll a spellcasting
do
check
that.
as you trace out the main glyph of the magic circle written in blood by the demon cultists.
I don't write it in blood though.
I know, but you're still writing the shape of it. Runic sorcerers know that shapes have power, don't you? Anyways,
I suppose.
as you're tracing
all
it
the
out,
textbooks are
just kind of
incredibly
a quick
powerful.
slapdash sketch, roll a spellcasting.
Spellcasting is a 16.
As you are tracing it out, you feel a surge of demonic energies kind of reach out to your fingertips that you just barely managed to squelch as you successfully avoid having power flood this glyph. And it is incomplete.
Hey, what did we learn about playing with demonic things?
I don't know. I'm gonna go play with a demonic thing.
No.
Candle runs into the room
I break
invisibly.
concentration.
You see Candle reach the magic circle. What do you want to do?
Well, I would like to investigate.
Oh, please roll investigation as you get to the edge of the magic circle. And it seems like there's an invisible foot deep of water in this room. And so when she moves, you see these faint ripples of distortion in the air about a foot off the ground that seem to almost distort the shape of the magic circle, just like looking at anything through about a foot deep of very clear water.
Look.
Investigation.
Shapes have power. However, in my experience, you have to infuse them with something else for them to do anything.
Mwah. From what you can tell, this is some flavor of summoning type circle that is active and is just waiting for something to do its thing. That's what you can tell. Also, you can tell that stepping into the circle would probably not be so good for your physical, spiritual, or otherwise health.
Not as I have it.
And in order to kind of get past, this seems to, actually now that you're close to it, you see faint glowing tendrils that seem to connect to either side of the wall. In order to get past this circle, you would need to trigger it in some way, shape, or form. It seems to have a magical tripwire blocking off the back half of the room. That's what you get for crit on investigation.
Yeah.
So what do you see about it?
What's going on?
I relay useful information.
Summoning circle activated if you pass by these tripwires. Bad things happen to you if you go into the inside of it.
What's on the far side of the room?
Well, on the far side of the room, there's two doors. One seems to lead to a hallway and is open, and that is from where the sunlight is streaking in. And the other is closed and also has a lock on it.
Back out to the landing. Was there any other paths we could take, or is this it?
This is it.
Okay.
Did you drop my invisibility?
Yes.
Yeah.
You said you were gonna go investigate, and
I did.
And she did.
you.
And he got paranoid.
Can I?
Do you not trust me?
I trust you, but sometimes you make rash decisions that end up with
That's
explosions.
fine.
Can I try and scrape some of the circle off with my dagger?
I'm gonna
You
back-
approach the circle and poke at it?
I'm not gonna be in the room.
Yeah, no, I want
Okay.
to. I'm approaching it. I'm cautiously, and I'm just gonna prod it with my dagger.
And your intent is investigation or disruption?
Disruption, I'd say. I want to see if this could break the circle, perhaps.
Roll
'Cause-
Arcana.
Love.
Arcana is intelligence. That's going to be a 12.
As you push your dagger out towards the physical kind of blood trail that's on the ground beneath the glowing kind of strip of power floating just above it, you feel a arcane force that doesn't stop you. It slows you down. It feels like you're now pushing through like several layers of paper. Like you're stabbing through this just foam almost.
Okay.
And it slows you down, and then you reach the edge of this.
Yeah. So
bloody
as I kind of
circle.
feel this resistance, I'm just gonna say, "Kothram, guide me."
Ooh,
I'm just gonna-
fun!
I'm
Roll
gonna push-
religion. Roll religion. Roll religion. Da 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 da. You have disadvantage because of the exhaustion from yesterday. Da 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 da.
Exhaustion.
On
All right.
religion?
On all checks.
On all
Wow.
checks. Yeah.
Skill checks.
All skill checks.
Yeah, I guess
Um,
yeah, I'm not super faithful.
It's
when
a
I'm-
10.
It is a 10. And as you reach out with this dagger, in the act of kind of trying to ask for a gentle kind of support from your deity, you tap into your innate magical reserves, and this coincides right with you making contact with the edge of the circle, and it causes a gentle spark, and you feel you're reaching out for your deity, and then something suddenly clamps down on that channel and steals a tithe of magic from you, something equivalent to a cantrip's power, and a small tendril of green magic, barely visible, snakes out right beneath your feet and hovers there briefly. What do? What's your
Back
first
the
instinct?
Fuck away.
And as you move, you break the newly created tripwire. Everyone please roll initiative, as in the center of circle, a large, glowing orb begins to form.
Demon?
Demon!
Demon!
Investigation!
Demon.
Wow, I'm very stupid. Initiative.
Investigate that initiative.
Everyone's like level 6 or 7-ish, right?
I mean,
Ish.
6 or 7-ish.
I
6,
am-
7.
No, technically
well, I
8.
think
No,
we're
no.
technically 8-ish.
Well, no, actually, no.
We're
I'm technically
6.2.
9.
6 in the base
6
class.
point whatever. Your,
6 and
your
then
actual class
some-
is 6, yes?
Yes.
Mine is 7.
Yes, but you're
Yeah.
special. You're a special girl.
Oh.
Okay, so let's get that 20 plus.
22.
22. 22 is shadow. 15 plus.
19.
17.
19, 17. Candle and Merowyn. 10 plus.
14.
Oh, nice! It's going last.
Thank
That will be Selwyn. And 7. So it seems like this round, this creature is beginning to form, but it is not going to be formed until the end of its turn. You have a round to do something as it starts to coalesce. It is currently an amorphous blob of light and magic and power in the center of this room. What do you do, Shadow?
I'm gonna still back away a bit and then bonus action Shield of Faith.
Okay.
As well, +2.
+2. +2 AC.
Beautiful. Next up is Candle.
Appreciate you.
I'm going to rage,
I'm going to rage.
which means I need to wild sedge.
Means we all die.
Yeah.
No one
Or she teleports into the demon.
has any faith in me.
It's your job to have faith.
You've downed 2 of us with the wild surge.
That's true.
What's
At
the
same
surge?
time.
Sorry. Okay.
Tell me everything.
Okay.
How big
So,
is this room, actually?
Arcane energy taps into the minds of those around you. Each creature within 30 feet of you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, or you see a glimpse of the creature's thoughts, learning how it plans to attack you. As a result, the creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against you until the start of your next turn.
I choose to fail.
Okay.
Yeah, I rolled bad anyways, but I'm not planning on attacking her, so.
In case I get possessed, I'd rather have disadvantage.
Yep.
I pass.
Sweet. And Chaboy fails. Please roll a wisdom save as some of its thoughts leak into you.
Oh no.
Okay.
Also, it has disadvantage on all attacks you against until the start of your next turn, so that's nice.
Yeah. Also, I'm just saying, if I turn into like a demon monster instead
A D-monster?
I crit.
Nice. You have it feels like a warm wall of sunlight around your thoughts as this cloying kind of seafloor scumminess washes up against the edge of your consciousness.
Yeah.
And you just get a vague impression of incredible violence.
Ooh.
Violence.
Wow.
Medowin.
Incredible
Shit, I don't
violence.
know about you guys, but
Mm-hmm.
shoot an arrow at it.
Roll to hit.
I don't think I do, but maybe I do because it's just a big ball. 13.
13. It kind of passes through the fringes of it insubstantially, as far as you can tell.
Oh, sorry. How big was the room again?
Oh, so the room is, it's about kind of, call it 45 feet wide and
Okay.
about 30 feet deep.
Okay.
And it's at the far end of the room, and you
Okay.
guys are all gathered on the other side of the room. So it's a
Okay.
nice square little battlefield.
Cool.
That's
Oh.
that.
And
Sailwind. Ooh, your turn.
Bonus action. Hey, you're creepy as fuck. Stop it. Use unsettling words.
What's that do?
So on its next save from a spell,
You're creepy
or
as
on
fuck.
its next save, it gets my bardic subtraction.
Okay. Sweet. Its next
Dude,
save that it makes, is there a
creepy.
duration to that, or is it like within an action, within a turn, within a minute?
I think it's within a minute, but I will check.
Give me that description, though. And Selwyn, you're up next. So, while he's looking at his shit, you have a big amorphous blob that is slowly coalescing.
Firebolt.
Yeet. Roll to hit, please.
Uh, 20.
20?
20.
Please roll a d4.
Next saving throw before the start of my next turn.
4.
Good. Sweet. Noted.
Don't need to roll damage.
That is the damage. It's in its formation stage. It has a slightly different response.
Oh, actually, I have a question.
I have an answer.
So part of the thing with this description is that it says that I learn how it plans to attack me.
With incredible violence. It seems like whatever is slowly forming here has a lot of pokey bits, with which it tends to poke into the flesh of soft and delicious creatures that it encounters here on the surface
Thank
world.
you.
And then bonus action. Hey, I really hope nobody dies. Bardic.
And at long last, it begins to actually take shape.
Not a fan.
And what you see is this long, lanky, spiny creature. It seems like this weird mix between very sharp and aggressive coral and an eel. And it has like long,
Coral.
snaky,
Real?
thin and long, snaky, thin and lanky. It has long arms that end in sharp, pointed claws. It has a pointed crest along its spine that is more spears than anything resembling, bone protrusions. And it is this pure white tinged with red. It is a deep sea bone devil.
Wow.
Wow.
that seems to have coalesced
Toto.
in this room.
I like the flavor.
In all honesty, just look at the monster manual, and that image is pretty accurate.
Deep sea bone devil.
No, just look at
Just look
Bone
up
Devil.
Bone Devil.
Bone Devil.
Bone
The
Daddy.
Bone Devils. And then, like, give it a little more fins and flappiness and make them a little more
Ooh.
sinuous and eel-like. And
How
that
big
is...
this thing?
He's about, I would say, like, on the biggest horse you've ever seen. Same mass, but more dimensions. Longer, taller. He's probably about 12 foot tall, hunched over on all fours at the shoulder.
How big is this doorway?
The doorway that's behind you?
No,
This-
I never went through the
Oh,
doorway.
the doorway that you never went through? It's just like a standard doorway, 3 feet wide, 6 feet tall. And you're on the stairway. And that's, at the end of its
It would
turn,
probably be able to fit through. It's part eel.
it would fit through it. It'd just be like it wouldn't be able to barrel its way through. It'd have to actually use some insight. Anyways, at the end of its turn, it screeches, and everybody roll a charisma save as this terrible sound grates its way down your passages.
Charisma, you say?
Just
Oh,
because it's a
fuck.
bone devil doesn't mean it has only basic abilities.
Fine, right? Save. I'm good.
14.
24.
How does a nat 1 sound?
It sounds great to me.
18.
18. So, save DC is 16. That means 1, 2 failed.
Yep.
Beautiful. So both of you have a vulnerability to poison and acid damage, and your move
tasty.
speed is halved. You can remake this save at the end of each of your turns.
Okay.
Does that affect my concentration on Shield of Faith at all?
Roll
you're
a
poisoned,
concentration
you have
check.
disadvantage
Like
on
it's
that.
just a basic DC 10 concentration check.
We Gucci.
Is poison safe?
Yes, poison
Attacks and
saves.
saves. Failed anyways, but like.
Yeah.
Proud of you. Yes, poison affects attacks and saves, and
That's it.
yeah, that's it. You have, let's say, you have 5 rounds of being poisoned left.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the end of its turn. Next up is Shadow.
Okay. How far away am I from this lovely, beautiful creature?
I would say, what's half your move speed?
Half my move speed is 15 feet.
Yeah. So then anywhere between 30 and 15 feet.
Perfect. Crossbow time. Pew.
Pew pew. Please roll to hit, baby.
I should have poisoned. I'll do that after. That's fine. That was a 12 originally. 18 to hit.
18
Yeah.
hits, and you get the impression it's kind of surprised that it was hit so easily, as you notice that its skin is a little singed. There's this weird crisscross of scorch mark along its skin, as it seems like its AC was slightly broken by getting properly hit.
Oh, interesting.
That's what you could have
Yeah.
done with arrow.
That's going to be 6 damage, and then my bonus action, I'm going to poison my next bolt.
Okay, how much damage again?
6.
6. Beautiful.
6
What did I roll?
piercing.
4.
Damn on.
This arrow kind of scratches it and then falls out. It seems like it's kind of a bag of hit points a little bit
Fair enough.
as far as
But-
HP. It doesn't seem to notice this.
But yeah,
Oh,
poisoning
my-
my next bolt for future.
You're placing your next
Yeah.
bolt for
I'm gonna
future
poison my
reference.
next bolt.
Okay, Candle, you're up.
If you could change
Oh,
your
I-
fit.
Oh,
Make your
and
save.
make your
Oh,
At the
right.
end of your
my
turn, charisma
charisma
save.
How does a 15 sound?
15 does not pass.
Just making sure.
And as you notice, as it fully forms, there is still the faint outline of that magic circle that it's standing in. It is dimmed, but it has not gone away. So that's what it is. Candle, it's your turn.
Okay, so I hit it twice with my hammer.
So you walk up to it.
I do.
In order to get into melee range, you'd need to step into the magic circle.
Can't I?
You can, do you?
Yeah.
Roll a con save.
I will.
Roll.
Uh-oh.
Con save.
Uh-oh.
Ruh-roh.
Reggie.
Ruh-roh.
That's gonna
Row.
be a 19.
Beautiful. You pass. You feel that same cloying wave of poisonous deep sea muck slosh up against your magical defenses, but you manage to push it aside and you roll your smacks.
I do. So 32 damage
Woo!
on.
Sorry, what's your to hit?
Oh, 23?
Yeah, that hits.
I assumed it.
Yes, but I like to know these things.
32 damage!
22 damage. Oh, it's delightful.
And then I want to use my tail as a bonus action.
Yep.
And go. Let's see if that hits. No. That's not gonna hit.
As the tail kind of bounces off, it's still a very heavily armored skin and it screeches right back at you like,
Oh, did I yell? Ah!
It kind of looks nonplussed at this lukewarm response to its beautiful demonic shrieking. That candle's turn. Medwin.
Medwin.
Bonus action.
Bonus
Hunter's
action.
mark.
Okay. It has been marked hunter-wise.
And I'm gonna try and hit it.
With what's your shit?
Bow.
Bow. With a bow.
22 to hit.
That'll hit.
Ooh, spicy.
11 damage.
11 damage. Nice.
6 of that is true damage. I think Hunter's Mark.
Hunter's Mark takes the type
Takes
of
the
the.
attack
does.
of...
Yeah,
Okay,
that's a fiat rule because it's unclear. But Hunter's Mark takes the damage of
Sneak
whatever
attack,
it's riding
okay.
on.
stuff.
Okay, then 11 damage.
Okay. You at this point, now that you're kind of having Hunter's Mark in on the thing, you notice that those the sources of damage from just weapons are not quite as effective as you would have liked.
I called this out.
Okay.
Weapons are a bit weak against it.
Okay.
Come on, man.
I do not pass my charisma save.
I'm so
And
proud of you.
I duck a little back down the stairwell.
Okay, yeah.
Just out of sight.
Yeah, you duck just out of sight. And that's how it goes. It's your turn. What you do?
2 firebolts right at it.
Quicken spell, I'm
yeah.
assuming? Roll to hit.
First one, definitely gonna hit. 25. Second one, 12.
That's a no from me. As it kind
I'm
of
gonna go ahead and use one of my new meta magics. Seeking spell, which you can use to reroll an attack.
reroll it.
It's your quicken spell.
You can use it on one with other meta magics.
That's nice.
That's fun.
That's a good option.
Yeah.
Roll it.
A lot better. That hits.
What's the number?
Fucking 23.
I love knowing things.
I know.
As you 2 firebolts reach out, one kind of bends around it and hits it on the other side. It screeches at you.
9 from the first
Ah.
and 13 from the second, so 22 total.
Sweet. As you throw this fire out at it, you feel like it kind of just looks at you as this fire reaches out, and then it seems surprised when it actually takes damage. How much was it?
22 total.
Sweet. It seems less effective than you'd expected, but it seems surprised that it was affected at all. It seems like your initial firebolt laid the groundwork for it to no longer be immune to fire damage.
Ooh, intriguing.
So it is
Set it
still
on fire.
resistant. It is still resistant to fire damage, but
Or
it is
handle.
not immune. And that's Selwyn's turn. It is now the demon.
Can I duck back into the hallway as well?
Yeah. Although at this point the landing is getting worryingly crowded with 2 people
Okay,
doing
can I at
combat
least-
space.
Okay, can I at least duck back
Yes.
a little bit behind
You-
Shadow?
You can get onto the landing, and that puts it at kind of
After I
combat
boosted
capacity.
your
Okay.
AC.
Look.
No.
I'm gonna say.
AC makes me not
No,
die.
I'd prefer you not to go
I'm gonna
down,
say
so.
you kind of maintain line of sight, and you have 3/4 cover from it currently.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. And then you have full cover because you
Yeah. I just...
you started
Yeah.
farther back, and then you 2 are in the room with it.
Yes.
Demon is going to look at his intelligence score, and then he's going to attack Candle 3 times, 2 claws and a sting.
Ooh.
His first claw is a 12. His second claw is a much better than that. That's a 26 to hit.
Oof.
And you are raging, so pre-halved for your convenience. That is 6 slashing damage, and then from the end of it, its stinger slashes and stabs out directly towards you. And as it moves, you notice this green sheen kind of appear on it, like this magical poison that is on the end of it, and it attempts to hit you.
I use my tail as like a.
Does a 24 hit.
Hit me? Yes.
Sweet. So piercing damage is a 14 pre-halved to 7 for you.
Thank you.
And then that big burst of green energy, it explodes as it makes impact with you.
Okay.
30 poison damage.
Cool,
Ah!
thank you.
And it seems like being in the magical circle as that
has
poison
potential to
hits you
kill.
made it much more effective.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Cool. Am I slightly green now?
There's some green veininess from the kind of rib puncture wound where it stabbed you, and it kind of hisses at you with its long pointed teeth, and it's just like, you're going to be delicious.
Oh.
But it doesn't say so much in
Want some
words.
jerky?
You just get the impression that that's what he wants from his day, is to
Slurp.
eat your whole body.
Is it speaking abyssal?
Nope, it's speaking...
It's speaking demented Pac-Man.
And besides, it speak infernal.
Okay.
Do I understand it?
No. Well, you don't understand what he's saying, but you can understand the intent behind
Vibe
it.
check.
Almost like its presence and its communication can reach into your mind, just gently, just barely, just a little bit.
Cool.
And it seems like it's more just kind of taking in the vibes, and you see a distinct feeling of intelligence from its eyes, and it's just relishing being out and up in the world and
Yeah.
doing what it does
No,
best, which is violence.
I'm happy for it, in a way, but
Oh.
also not.
Excellent. Shadow.
Okay. I am going to use my Channel Divinity Path to the Grave on it. So I hold up my holy symbol to it. As an action, choose one creature you can see, cursing it to the end of my next turn. The next time myself or an ally hits it, it has vulnerability to all damage.
Sure.
Beautiful.
And that is my action. And then I'm going to remake my save.
So, Shadow holds up his holy... What does your holy symbol look like of Kofidom?
I
Tell
don't
me
think
about
we
it.
ever officially decided.
Just decide.
I wanted it to be a little skull with a tree growing from it.
Ooh, yeah, so is it a skull growing out of a tree with the roots kind of branching around the sides of the skull?
Yeah.
In that nice, just beautiful imagery. And as you hold it up, that kind of, it's a healthy, it's a warm, it's a velvet blackness, this black curtain that gets pulled over everyone's sight for a brief moment, and there's this faint image of a tree growing out of its head. This faint spectral velveteen blackness that is encompassing it temporarily as it kind of screeches at you. And that's your turn.
Also, so my charisma save is a 19 this time.
You shake off
Yay!
the effect. Good shit. Next up is Medwin. And Shadow, I think, you know what Shadow's shit does.
Yeah.
So it's whatever happens to it next will be damage vulnerability.
Okay.
And only that. Double damage.
So it acts as a crit, basically.
But it could also work with like spells and shit.
Yeah.
You can hold your action until I hit it.
Your accent. Or you could cast a third level spell at it.
I do. Super damaging spell. Actually, that's not super damaging.
Anyways, what do you do with
yeah.
your turn?
With my turn, hey, someone, hit it wicked hard.
Wicked hand.
Bardic, and hey you, go fuck yourself. Unsubling words again.
Okay,
That's my
so there's
action.
disadvantage on its next, or minus
No,
a bardic on its
minus
next save.
a bardic on his next save.
Okay, beautiful, thank you. Next up is, that'll be Selwyn.
So
You peek your head back out of the thing and you see that big velveteen blackness encompassing its form, although it's starting to fray at the edges. Still
It's-
holding on, but it's not going to last for much longer. What do you do?
Is there anyone in a straight line between me and the?
There is a small candle.
a
in the
small
way.
candle. Can I step into the room and angle it so that candle
Yes,
is
you
not in
can.
the way?
You basically, the way the geometry works, I'm gonna rule that you don't have enough movement to both get in and get out and get a good angle.
No, that's fair.
So, it'd take like a good 20 feet of your movement to get a perfect angle and not have to worry about candle at all.
Cool. I'm gonna step inside, aim just so that candle's not in the way,
Just so.
and then cast lightning bolt on it.
It needs to make a dex save minus d8, yes?
Yes.
It needs to make a dexterity roll.
Dex.
Roll!
Please be bad at Dex.
Okay, minus 4 is the bardic that I rolled.
Ooh, that's good.
So,
I'll take it.
good shit.
Yep.
And then, that's dex save. Saving throws plus 3 to dex. So 9 minus 4 is 5 plus 3 is 8. Hey, what's your save? Is it bigger than 8?
Little bit.
Do you have a positive, existent proficiency in spellcasting? Roll damage, motherfucker! And then double.
Double it.
Fuck yeah! Okay, thank you, both of you. You're my favorite. That was clean. Well, pretty clean. It was high school
It was
clean.
reasonably clean. Like, yeah.
18,
It was high school clean.
30. Yeah, 30, so 60 damage.
Oh, baby!
She do be honkin'. One second, let me do some
Also-
quick calculations.
Break his kneecaps.
He has like 3 kneecaps. He's so bony.
I said kneecaps.
Oh, for
Yeah,
the,
plural.
charisma save.
Break one knee's worth of kneecaps.
Okay, as soon as this lightning bolt clears and everyone's eyes kind of recover from that bright flash, you see that he is not bleeding so much as he's cracked and half broken, and there's a lot of ichor leaking out of him, but he still flails around and hisses magnificently. You have a bonus action?
Sure.
He'll come out.
Huh?
Oh.
Are you looking injured?
I'm not injured.
No.
I'm
Are you?
injured.
You're injured. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Candle's taking some hits. Some
How
beefy,
bad is he
poisony
looking?
hits.
He's looking like he's been hit pretty hard.
Okay.
That's all you get.
Yeah. No. That's.
What is his exact HP?
I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for like, is he
Yeah.
on like last legs type deal or?
He only has the 4.
Okay.
We don't know what a healthy or unhealthy
That's
one of these
true.
things looks like.
This is your first experience with spiny
He also
bone devil.
he's not necessarily bleeding either, so it's kind of
He's
Wait,
like
so that's-
he's
not
he's
bleeding.
leaking,
leaking ichor.
which is like maybe that's a good thing for him. I don't know.
Maybe he's into it.
Yeah.
It's Maybelline.
Healing word on you.
Healing word on you.
Actually, no, I can't do that because I just cast lightning bolt.
That's true. Bardic.
Large damage. Quicken spell. What's it called?
For bolt.
No, vicious mockery.
Ah, with save.
Let's save.
+6. Let's say 11.
11 fails. I've seen more bones in a church.
What's the damage?
8.
No.
And he has disadvantage on his next attack roll.
Yeah, disadvantage on his next attack roll.
So,
Weird fucking insult.
Yeah.
as you say
He's
that,
like,
a slimy, slithery voice says in your mind, "What the fuck kind of church do you go to?"
Candle's like, what the fuck kind of church do you go to?
As they both in tandem just
When the
turn
fuck
and
have
look
you
at
gone
you.
to church?
As you get hazed, just within an inch of your life, and it's the
Shadow's just like, yeah, checks
demon's
out.
turn. And it's going to make a disadvantage claw attack on Candle. Hey, Candle, how do you feel about a 13? Doesn't hit? Okay, good. Second claw attack on Candle. How do you feel about a 13? No? Okay, good. And it's
Question, do you
Stinger.
have disadvantage on the first one?
Yes, it did.
Okay.
Sting me!
And the Stinger lashes out towards Selwyn.
Damn it.
And it misses.
Ah.
Does it? Which one did I roll? I think I rolled this one. Anyways, it misses probably.
Whee!
Consider yourself lucky, as it
Kings off
just
of the
narrowly
shield of faith.
passes by your face.
Yeah, this thing does
And
not have a good reputation with Kothram right now.
and that's
Let's go through
that.
against undead.
Well, it's a demon, so it's not undead.
Well, oh, that's
Yeah.
right.
I love you though.
It's bones. I associate bones with undead when they're
Fair.
not inside of things.
External bonage.
Woo! Yeah. Next
He
up,
hates insects.
Shadow.
That's me. I'm
Yep.
Shadow.
I know.
Okay. You're looking. Okay.
I tend to. I want the order to always be from left to right, and it never is, and it makes me sad.
I feel like I haven't gone in a while.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we skipped your turn this round.
Did
Did
we?
you know?
No. No.
Okay.
Just
Shadow.
Okay. How far away is Candle?
She's about 15 to 25. She's in
But
melee
she's-
with Beast.
But she's in the ring of murder.
She
Yes.
is in the ring of Murder Dome.
I'm gonna still try and go heal you.
Roll up, con save as you pass through the ring of death.
Ooh, that's not bad. Con save is going to be a whopping 17.
17. You successfully, just barely, shrug off
I
the
will
slimy, slithery effects of this circle.
Take that. I am going to give you a solid. What's my spell casting?
Probably plus
7,
5.
8, 9, 10, 11 HP back. Congrams.
Yay.
Congrams.
Congram cracker.
And that's bonus action.
That was action. That was
Sweet.
cure wounds.
Do you have bonus action?
And yeah.
Okay, Candle, you're up, baby. How you feeling? Are you feeling spicy, honey?
him.
Yes.
That takes
Sorry.
some doing.
Finish.
You have 2 attacks as your main action, I believe?
Yeah.
Roll them.
Okay. 22?
22 hits.
I don't know about you.
I'm feeling 22.
25.
That'll hit also.
Mm-hmm. Yum, yum, yum.
Yummy, yummy.
In
my
my
tummy.
tummy. There, that's the dice I was looking for, sorry. Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
I apologize.
You should.
So sorry.
Okay, so 33 from the hammer.
33
Oh,
from
hell
the
yeah.
smacka.
And then, I got me some, a tail whipping.
A tail whipping. Roll to hit with the tail
Fuck
whipping.
yeah, that's a crit on tail whipping.
Please roll damage.
That's what I did with the fire.
Damage.
Damoji.
Damn, OJ. What the fuck? Oh, fuck.
What?
I'm so sorry. I need to stop swearing. It's a problem.
Just a fucking swearing.
God,
You're
fucking dead.
Well, she's not technically a cleric, she's a monk, so it's okay.
Are monks supposed to be swearing also?
What?
They're violent clerics.
He looks pretty rough. Marilyn,
I'm gonna look at it and
as you peek back out the doorway and you stare down.
and use universal speech. It can understand me now.
It can already understand
Well,
you. It has
I'm
telepathy.
gonna-
Well, now it really can.
Now I can just
Now it's
Now
crystal
you've
clear.
used universal
Yeah.
understanding on it, and you know it can understand you, and you realize it has telepathy.
Well,
and then I'm
yes.
gonna speak. Seems like you're having trouble with us. There's a lot of easier prey right out on the beach. Injured crew who just escaped an exploded ship. Choose die here or maybe come back a little better feeling after them.
Roll persuasion,
Hello.
I guess.
Wait a minute.
You monster. Persuasion?
Yeah, sure.
Uh-oh.
You should go eat people.
Giving the bard a persuasion check? I'm scared.
What's a 21?
Roll an insight check.
Oh.
Insight?
Mm-hmm.
That is a 22.
Okay. You see an avid intelligence kind of spark to life in this thing's eye, and it looks like it's contemplating a whole host of options as it pauses and it holds up its tail and it says, in your mind,
Do you swear to allow me to go downstairs and just crunch on some dudes?
I will let you go down there and kill as many as you want.
Crunch on some dudes.
Excellent. Is that your word? You promise you let me down and I crunch on some dudes? Yes, you promise?
How many is some dudes?
I'll let you go.
I don't know about you. I'm gonna crunch some
It's a
dudes.
deal.
please make a charisma save.
Give me a deal with it.
Deal with the devil.
Deal with the bone devil.
He never spoke for any of us, though, so...
It's true.
Charisma save, that is an 11.
Okay, you feel a magical lock click into place, and it kind of nods at you, and that's your turn. Selwyn, you're up.
Hey, let it go kill people downstairs.
What?
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 All the
Ooh,
cultists.
cool.
Fuck them.
No.
It kind of nods, and it seems to like kind of lower its tail and claws and take like a breath of space between you and it.
I also don't think I can attack it anymore. Until it does kill some people downstairs anyways.
Have fun and enjoy the feast.
If we let you go, are you gonna hold resentment towards us? And like come try and kill us later?
Those two aren't necessarily related.
Yeah, they aren't.
I said and or.
Did you?
Did
Well-
I meant to.
Let's deal with it later. This.
Is there anything else you're gonna do with your turn?
I mean, not really.
Okay. It's its turn. It takes the disengage action. It backs into the hallway. It kind of slithers out the hallway that is on the other side of the room, and you hear a kind of crash, and it bursts through the far wall. You hear a kind of like a supermassive dragonfly, and then there's a lot of screaming from the beach.
I think I solved our problem, but we should probably move fast now.
I mean, there's no reason for them to think we let it loose on them.
Something had to have found it out at least. So let's move.
So, that's the end of that combat.
Guys,
I'm not necessarily happy about this,
I'm
but
not
we have
happy
bigger
about
fish
this
to fry.
either. It wasn't our whole task to get rid of evil demonic peasants.
Well, we have bigger fish
we're
to fry
dealing
as
with the
well.
cultists who are also kind of demonic presence, and if they manage to kill the demon, then they managed to kill the demon.
But they were the ones who summoned it. Maybe they won't kill it. They'll
Well, the
worship it.
sailors do not know this. I think they were not privy to the higher ups.
That's terrible. Okay, let's go.
If it comes to it, we will do.
Right door and left door, yeah?
Yeah. Well, there's the hallway, and then there's another locked door.
Oh, hallway.
I'm assuming we don't want to go outside yet. I'm assuming we still want to be inside.
Well, you're high up on the cliff, so the most outside you'd get is a balcony.
Gotcha.
This thing has wings. It flew down and started chomping.
Okay. I want to just go peek out the balcony and just see what's happening.
By
So
balcony, you mean the hole it crashed through?
Well, yeah, there was
Well,
like-
I thought there was a door that had light coming
So
through.
yeah, it went down a hallway.
Yes.
You walk down this hallway, and now there's a lot more sunlight streaming through us. It seemed like there was
Gotcha.
a large kind
I'm
of
a-
window slit cut in the rock that now has several rough chunks taken out of it. You peek out this
Yeah.
hallway. There are several offices also along this hallway that you just kind of brush past.
Okay.
And looking down, you see this long, snaky creature just massacring the sailors that are down there trying to kind of evacuate and get supplies together. Some of them seem to be attempting to organize and like pick up the few weapons that remain to them, but it seems like the majority of these people were builders rather than kind of marines and pirates. And it's within 30 seconds. There will be none left.
Shadow just kind of bows his head and whispers a blessing to Kothron to the people on the beach. That's all he can do.
You send out this kind of wish out into the ether.
That these people to be taken cared for in the afterlife, essentially.
And as you kind of send out this prayer, it's almost like throwing a coin into the ocean. You might see ripples from it for a little bit, but on the whole, it seems like there is a much bigger force at
Oh,
play.
I don't expect this to do much. It's more of just my own personal thing.
You
Easier
do
on
this,
conscience.
and as you kind of send this out, you know in your heart that it doesn't really change anything.
I kind of just shudder and back away.
So, office. Yes?
Yes,
It's locked.
okay. Lockpicking time?
Sure.
Question mark.
I'm gonna back up.
Yeah, no. It was,
You could check for
Trappy.
traps.
yeah,
That's
can I
a
check,
thing.
Can I check for traps?
That's investigation. Investigation is the
Invest-
check for traps roll.
And Verms to
Give me a check.
McGurton. Investigation is intelligence. That's going to be a 14.
There is a similar trap on this lock, and you also furthermore deduce that a sufficient jostling of the lock might be enough to disrupt it. So basically, hit it wicked hot enough, and that ongoing magic will be disrupted.
Wait, here, let's just back up and cross.
Yeah,
boats.
Well, I was thinking we
Sure,
can just
or
smack the
we
hammer, the poison will figure itself out, and we'll be fine.
I'm gonna back up.
I'm gonna back up then.
Roll to hit.
I'm a little frustrated with the circumstance. I hit it.
Wicked hot.
Yeah.
Wicked had.
I was gonna let her hit it, but I just don't want to be back here.
That's gonna be a
It's just, can we shoot it?
17.
You hit it head on. It's a hammer. The lock dents in. The door doesn't break. It's very solid, but you hear a faint smell of ozone, and it seems like the magic dissipates. And it's really no time pressure. After a while, you pick the very bent lock.
I was going to say worst comes to worst, if the lock's unpickable, I'm just going to have
You-
smash the lock.
Between the two of you,
Yeah.
you get into this office, and you see what was obviously even under construction, the office of the commander, or soon-to-be commander of
Okay.
this base. And it seems like it's half cleared out, but on the desk, laid out almost as if in waiting for you,
Great.
you see a map, and a little kind of rolled up quill parchment.
Great.
And it has a little wax seal on it that is an A, and it's kind of posed and it's stylized in
Wait, is
such a
this
manner.
this
The main
is
man?
my main man?
The main flexi man. It seems like this might be from him.
I would like to grab it.
And on this map, you see, for the first time, a greater view of this part of the ocean.
Oh, okay.
It seems to the west is a craggy and densely populated, to the northwest of you, is a coastline that has several different, apparently independent city-states and port towns.
Okay.
And you are on the northern tip of this island peninsula, And to the north of you is open ocean with scattered outposts and small islands and rocky outcroppings and volcanoes and just all sorts of wonderful places for a massive seafaring fleet to hide and travel between and resupply. And to the west, there is more of the world that none of you have really experienced or seen before. And in the center of this northern ocean, there is, in kind of hand-drawn ink, a circle and then a little arrow that says, should you seek audience with the Admiral, head here. And the rolled up kind of parchment with that wax seal, the wax seal comes apart as you pick it up, and it says, to my friends, hopefully you followed the breadcrumbs I left you. I look forward to seeing the potential displays of your strength. Consider this the first test, although I still plan to talk to you in 2 weeks from our first meeting, about a week from today. See you soon. Signed, Anorach 2.
Anorach or Anortach?
Anortach, whatever the fuck his name is. There's Nanana, and there's stuff in it.
Sure is.
Anortach, yes.
Stash the note.
You stash Anortach's note.
Yes.
Is it Anortach or is it
Does he have
Anortach
a nice
2's?
handwriting?
Anortach 2. He has very pretentious handwriting.
like
It
that.
is a flowing Victorian script.
Yeah.
This man, if writing letters home from the Revolution, would get the award for best penmanship. And I think that's where we're going to leave it for today, as the
Alright.
faint screams of the dying builders and sailors wraps up,
Yeah.
and you hear a gentle, slithery splash as the Bone Devil enters the sea.
Yeah.
We'll pick up in 2 weeks,
We'll talk about that.
and we'll see.
I assumed it was a lot more cultists.
You sure did. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Yes.
With the next chapter of Outpost.
Before we tune off, do we level up at a certain point?
Oh,
or no?
we'll cover the logistics of that kind of off screen
Okay.
as
Alright.
you guys, I think, settle in for a long rest
Yes.
somewhere around here, or not, but
Probably track back.
probably we'll figure it out.
We'll
Currently,
see.
Fair.
it's the middle of the day, and you just had
Okay.
a fun and worrying discovery, but you do have a heading. In the middle of the North Sea, there appears to be a small archipelago. Rocky outcropping, not much more than a series of cliffs. That seems to be the invitation spot. Maybe a headquarters, maybe an outpost. Who's to say?
Real quick before we officially end the stream, I want to do a quick thing with the shoutouts we normally want to do. I kind of want to get that back on track. So thank you for the people who have followed. Paul the Amazing 2018. We have, let's see, there was a couple. Rambling Gaming Dude, who found it to be fake. Ethereus Naturus Dragon Eel 100. Crazier Snail. The Rambling Gaming Dude is on here twice. I cannot believe I was lied to twice. Jalen Sensation 32. Thank you all so much for the follows. We super appreciate having you around. And I'm going to raid us over to Vay's channel, as Vay, longtime watcher and subscriber and all that good stuff, is now currently streaming.
Yo.
I'm going to raid us over there, and that will be the official end of this stream, unless anyone has any last announcements to make. But I think with that, we will see you whenever we stream next, which I think is me and Mika are going to be streaming on Monday.
Live short and suffer.
So,
Yikes.
all right, we're gonna be raiding over real quick, and thank you so much for watching. Appreciate having you around. This raid has 3 seconds before it actually goes into effect, so I'm just gonna keep talking until we can raid. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
And the song just ended. So you'll level up a certain flavor.